technical difficulty, and I always talk about barrier to entry when it comes to anything that's Web3, whether it's platform exchange or Web3 gaming. It was very easy to get in, pick it up, especially if you got some folks that you're playing with that kind of guide you along. And then, excuse me, learning about the tokenomics and whatnot. Again, I'm not so worried about the tokens inside of this game. I was just more attracted towards what I think that more Web3 games should focus on is the gameplay, fun, community, which also translates into, daily active users and a player base. So it's nice to know that there are people that are actively playing it. Of course, I share some of the same sentiment. Like, I know that you're just starting out. We're here in the U.S., so we play with a little bit of a, ping disadvantage, but it's actually not so bad to where it's terrible. We just hook to the Europe servers, but I know that these are all things that we're working on. But we are definitely going to get deep into that here at the end of the show towards our games and tourney section. Excuse me, man, I'm just, coughing up cats over here, and there's only one cat in the house locked away in a different room that I don't care about. All right, next up, really quick, Dave, thank you so much for stopping by. I did not know. I thought maybe you'd be popping by on the official account. I almost blocked you. I thought you were a bot, but I see you're pushing P with the Polygon logo. Dave, thank you so much. It was a great conversation getting to do a one-on-one with you on our last meetup. So how are we feeling today, fam? Hello?
I just saw a sad emoji.
Are you?
I don't know what that means.
Well, usually a sad emoji means they tried to log in from their PC or desktop just to realize that they can't actually have a Twitter space from that and may need to log into their phone. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. The sad face is.
Maybe an iPad. I tried listening to the Spaces yesterday from an iPad, and I was like, what? Can't do it on this yet?
You can't do it on an iPad?
No.
Listen, Elon's releasing all these crazy features, integration Web3. We can't even run a damn Twitter space from a laptop?
Yeah, that should be like sprint number one. Fix the iPad Spaces feature for Twitter. I was just like, what is going on here?
I just want to put on my gaming headset. Seriously, just want to put on my gaming headset, do a Twitter space instead of screaming into my phone, elevated above my wallet, so it doesn't have a weird echo off the table. That's what I would like to. That's what I would like to see. Dave, I approved your request as speaker. Not sure if you were able to come up and speak now. Are you going to send me another sad emoji here in a second? I got a thumbs up. I got a wave. And the thumbs down. Okay, listen, I'm gonna be real. I did not learn sign language in high school or any of that, so you're gonna have to help me out here, fam. But we'll circle back to you because that is going to be coming back towards the end of the show. I see a lot of great folks that came in today, not only from the platform. Yo, Woo Plays, thank you so much for showing up. Listen, I saw you created a profile on Xeenon the other day. Check out Woo Plays. That's a great community on YouTube and various other platforms. I think that was dope that you came in and stopped by and said what's up. So it's nice to see people getting onboarded every single day. My boy Gogeta down there streaming on 95 platforms at a single time. Not sure how he does it, but he's definitely goated. And we got Catalyst Guild, but Clouds, Nizzy, thank you so much for showing up again today, fam. I know long, late night hours of Magic Craft, and yet here you are. And I think Clouds is even playing again today. I logged in, almost played the game, and then I realized, holy crap, he's up and at it. So we got the whole Catalyst Guild today. How's everybody feeling? My boy Professor Pressure. We got to change that name. I'm just going to call you Prof. All right, y'all want to speaker boxes but don't want to speak. That's totally cool. We will start to roll right into it then, unless Clouds, Clouds with his hands up. What a courteous gentleman. What do we got, fam? Yeah, can you guys hear me okay? Clouds? Did you guys forget to update?
Yeah, all good.
Did you guys forget to update the Twitter app? What's going on, fam? How we doing?
Technical difficulties, guys.
It's genuinely unbelievable that they haven't fixed this app yet. I mean, I was hosting a Twitter space last year, in the beginning of the year, and there were some issues, and one of the Twitter devs DM'd me, and they were like, how's the Twitter Spaces going and all that. And I said, yeah, well, it doesn't work on PC and doesn't do this and doesn't do that. And they were like, oh, we're fixing all of that very soon. Hasn't been fixed.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on. I got hands up. I'm like, go ahead and speak. Troy can hear me okay. Dave says,
What'd you say? Sorry,
garage.
What's going on?
Wait.
I'm trolling.
I was like, no, you can't.
I think the reason we're having problems is because you trolled me at the beginning.
Yeah, Clouds, I don't know if he's coming up. I know that there is an update the other week, and sometimes if you don't update, then it gets really hard to be able to hear. Can I just get a show of emojis if everybody can at least hear me inside of the space, just so I can get a visual? If you can actually hear me talking in the space right now, can we get a show of emojis? Okay, we do have it. I'm seeing some emojis down here, and people can hear me. So now, Elon, what the hell is going on with Twitter? All right, Troy's got his hand up. Everybody's got their hands up. That's good. I know people are here. I see Mike from Paladins DAO is up here. They got their hand up. Listen, anybody with their hand up right now, go ahead and give a shout out really quick and go ahead and speak. Listen, we got, oh my God, what the hell is going on? It's like we're forming a coup. What the hell's going on right now? All right, let's go. I think in order, Clouds, Professor, Nizzy, anybody? Go for it. Oh, wait, unmute everyone. Hold on. Oh, shit, did I mute everybody?
Hello, what's good? We're back.
Yeah, she did. I was like, I couldn't talk.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, Ramen. Holy shit, bro. I thought we were going to have to call you or something,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, we kept putting it in the...
I was like, yo, somebody called this man. He has us all muted. Someone gave him a call.
I don't know why I did that. I definitely didn't hit the all mute button, so I'm sitting here and talking with Troy and Magic, and I'm like, man, am I the only one? Yo, my bad, fam. And listen, 5 hours of sleep, and I still can't get it right. I guess let me circle back to the original. Yo, Dave, what is up, my boy? Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, I'm like looking down. I was like, wait a minute, is everyone muted? Like, how did that even happen? But yo, what's up, Dave? How you feeling, brother?
No, it's all good,
muted,
man.
guys.
I'm all about the no sleep life. I know how it goes, brother. No, I understand. But yeah, no, I'm the public relations manager over here at Victory Point. We're a first-person shooter building in the Polygon network. And dude, I'm just honored to be here with such high-quality projects. It looks like we got a streaming platform. It looks like we got a mobile platform, and it looks like we got a guild member out here. So I'm just happy to be up here, happy to be speaking on behalf of Victory Point. And I gotta say, the CEO of Victory Point, he loves League of Legends. He was playing League of Legends last night, so he's definitely going to have to connect with you guys. So glad to be here.
Amazing to hear the voices. I feel really dumb, but you know, that's me. I'm a sales guy by heart. It just happens, right? Sometimes that happens to me. Yeah, we got a couple of guilds in here. We got Catalyst Guild. I see we got Mike over from Paladins, and so I thought that's really dope.
Thanks for having me up here, Ramen, and it's great to see all these new faces that I haven't really had a chance to meet yet. Nizzy, of course, everyone knows and loves. He's part of Paladins DAO, and he's how I found out about their spaces. But yeah, just Paladins DAO is relatively new DAO. We've been focused on building our IP as Paladins. And what that means is a lot of different things. We have a lot of different projects going on, and we definitely are looking to get into the streaming game in like a fairly novel way. We'll have some more announcements about that this week, but yeah, we're excited to launch our first like kind of content creator project and just propagate the Paladins IP. It's a brand built on virtues around esports, and we just want to show people that like NFTs are a really good way to accrue attention and value, and kind of let everyone share incentives and upsides from both content creation and also like community esports.
Love that, Mike. Thank you so much for showing up. Yeah, Mizzy kind of hinted at that a little bit, so looking to do a little shaking and baking possibly on some spaces later on in the week, and we'll definitely get into that all in the gaming portion of our show. Just going to get a quick what's up and how are we doing, and then we're going to roll right into Xeenon, the platform, the history, how people get paid, what's cool about it. I'm basically going to put Troy through the ringer today, and I know a lot of people had questions for Troy, so this is going to be pretty dope. But Clouds, Professor, Kobe, everybody, Nizzy that's coming here, man, thank you so much for showing up today and showing support for the space. I know it's been a while. I used to run them rampant last year, but I'm definitely going to be going crazy this year, in spaces and looking to, like I say, off-ramp onto the Xenon platform, see some new profiles getting created, look for some new streams, and really see this, I would say, startup feel kind of streaming plat, which is really unique in its own sense, really start to get going. But, Clouds, Miz, Professor, what is up, my peoples? Glad to see you here. Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you so much for having us, man. I appreciate the invite. So yeah, I'm one of the founders of Catalyst, along with Missy, Kobe, Hato, and Damien. We just basically started Paladin. We basically started Catalyst as a group to kind of like just hang out with other gamers and content creators and just kind of have a community alongside these great games that are coming out to the space, and just gonna become a hub to allow other creators and gamers to kind of come in and always have somebody to play with and collaborate with on content, and just have like a fun space, man. A space that makes you feel like you used to when you were a kid playing video games, wanting to get on to play with your teammates and not wanting to get off till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, or whatever it was, So it's been amazing seeing everybody come together, especially with Magic Craft. I think it's been a great game to kind of get the gears going and stuff, and we hope to find other games and other communities that can join us as well. But Ramen, don't even worry about it, man. I think you're doing great as the host for your space. So keep it up, buddy. It's been awesome.
Yeah, Twitter needs to fix their stuff, but yeah, you're doing great. So don't even sweat it. And yeah, Xenon is funny because it has that. I think out of all the streaming platforms, that's where I have the most subscribers for. So it's like, wait, huh?
You want to know what's wild is, and I know we're sidetracking. Sorry, Troy, this is going to lag on before we get started, but I have just been seeing a lot of people who have been saying, the same thing that I've been streaming on other platforms. Because, initially, if we're being honest, right, and we go and look at that, you go, wait a minute, there's not that many folks on here or whatever. But let me tell you, the very first thing that I noticed, because I've been streaming on Kick before, I was like, I'm not view botted, and the people that are actually in my stream are actually talking to me. People are dropping credits. People are dropping gifts and subscriptions. And I was like, this is absolutely wild. And a lot of people I've been seeing, their first-time streamers in there, have been actually saying the same freaking thing. They're like, holy crap. They're like, I was not expecting this. Like, this is completely wild. I've got more people building up in here. So it's almost like that small town feel where it's like you kind of know everybody and you're actually getting the real engagement from there. Like Jinkinen over there, another great Web3 personality in the space, Babes in Cryptoland, Erica down there on the space. It's just been a good feeling all around. Like, there's been no hate, there's been no shit talking. It's a very supportive community, and I think that that's going to be, pun intended, the catalyst that's really going to push us forward in creating a true supportive ecosystem on both sides. And so just been absolutely blown away by the support from everybody there. I see a lot of familiar faces in here, and I think, I still encourage multi-streaming all the time, right? You want to get visibility, you want to get your subs. Some people make a living out of this, but just the absolute support system around everybody that's been on the Xenon plat has just been a pleasure to be on down there. So yeah, man, 100. All right.
If you wouldn't mind me just following up after Clouds real quick.
Yeah, Miz, of course, brother. Holy crap, we got a lot of hands. All right, go ahead, Miz.
We started Catalyst because I've been working around with a lot of teams and people in the space, and the number one thing I keep hearing is adoption. I kind of feel like we have enough gamers in the space that it was really up to someone to just kind of start putting that together, putting people together to just have fun, not necessarily speculate so much, and just get to the fucking point and start doing shit. So, I mean, that's what Catalyst is really about, a bunch of homies, homegirls, home aliens, whatever you call it, coming together, playing some games, having a good time. I do a lot of stuff over at Paladin's DAO, so those guys are awesome. I'm getting my VTuber set up so I can go and do a bunch of stuff on Xenon as well, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, I mean, I've had so much fun playing Magic Craft with you, Ramen. Like, you freaking crack me up, dude. And I'm kind of pissed you passed me, so I have to like no life it for a few days. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. And listen, player skill gap is a real thing, brother. I'm sorry I had to put that out there. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it just happens like that.
Yo, I will say we do have a guild member that's already in Platinum. So the men's been grinding, man. We gotta grind. We gotta play way more than we have.
I 100% encourage that. Okay, I'm going to try to get these hands in the order that they were here. I believe it was Jingaden, Gogeta, and Erica. I could be wrong, but we will get to all these hands, and then we're going to roll into Xenon and the Plat because I know Troy's got stuff to do today. So, Jinkaden, glad to have you here. Glad to see you on the platform, and always appreciate your objective viewpoints and outlooks. Talk about a man who just kind of shoots it from the hip when it comes to Web3 gaming, economy, tokenomics, gameplay, adoption. Like, I appreciate people that keep it real in the space. But welcome, friend. How are you doing today?
Not bad. I heard everybody talking about Xenon. I just want to come and be the hype man for a minute. So, for those that aren't familiar with my history, I have been on pretty much every streaming platform to date, even some that you may not have even heard of, like Picardo, right? Which is a really heavy art content. I used to do a lot of art. So I have a lot of experience with streaming platforms. I've been partnered on a couple, and I tried Xenon for the first time yesterday. Everybody in this space, I'm assuming, is familiar with Web3, involved with Web3 or something, and you guys support builders. Right now, Xenon is a platform that needs your support. They are building something that is absolutely phenomenal. I had no issues during my stream whatsoever yesterday. The creator dashboard is customizable, which I don't get on, Kick, which is a big platform everybody's been talking about. And I've had my Kick account and I've streamed on there quite a few times. I'm sitting at, I think, 8 or 9 followers now. I streamed on Xenon once and I've got 7 already. So I've already almost caught up right there. The problem...
No, you're at 10 now.
Oh, there we go. The problem that we have within the streaming bubble is money. And what I mean by that is streamers all are chasing the dream. They want money. Right now, Trainwrecks has a huge, massive following, and he is able to broadcast to thousands upon thousands of people saying, hey guys, we've got a 95-5 split or whatever it is now. We don't have that in Web3. We don't have somebody big and that can scream to the masses and let people know that there are alternatives. The thing is, not everybody wants to jump on Kick because it's backed by Stake. Not everybody wants to stick with Twitch because Twitch being stupid, they're backed by Amazon or whatever. People are always trying to find alternative platforms that they can build their entire brand on and support and still it be financially viable. That's the problem with Twitch right now is all of the finance is slowly but surely being taken, even from the top 1%. And Twitch is trying to get more and more from them, right? Xenon is not that. You get what you earn, and it is a fantastic platform. Again, I had 0 issues. I've used Web3 platforms before. For those that aren't familiar with DLive and Theta, I've been on those. I've had my streams go down. I've had transcoding fail. I've had all kinds of issues with Web3 platforms in the beginning. And Troy probably saw my tweet. I said before I tried the platform, I was like, I've tried Web3 before. I'm a little skeptical, blah, blah, blah. I tried it and I'm sold. That is going to be where I'm building because, one, it makes sense, Web3 native content on a Web3 native platform. So if you're doing Web3 content, I really encourage you. That is how I found Magic Craft yesterday. Ramen was like, hey, have you heard about this game? I'm like, no, what is it? And he started streaming it and I was watching his stream on Xenon, right? Great way to get your discoverability out there. I think that as builders, we should support other builders in the space. So if you run a gaming project, you're a gaming content creator, you should at least, at a minimum, restream to the platform. I am not partnered or affiliated with them. This is my personal opinion. So just take that as you will. Love you guys, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Woo! Coming in with the fire, Jinkaden, man. And hey, yo,
yeah, pretty much nailed it.
Pretty much nailed that, and I appreciate the credits drop the other day. I was not expecting that, so I was like, hey, that's dope. Never obligated, always appreciated. That's what I say when it comes to those. I think it's Gogeta, Erica, I'm sure Waffle has got something to say. He always does. And I promise, Troy, you're waiting so patiently over here, but I promise we are doing this to gear up the plat. So as long as you're okay with answering these next three hands and then rolling into it, I'm okay with that. All right, we got a thumbs up. I didn't mute you, right? You can actually speak. Okay, I just want to make sure we're not doing. Okay, just making sure we're not doing sign language again because I just muted everybody. So, yo, my boy Gogeta on 85 different platforms. What is up? Oh, he trolling me? Yo, Gogeta. Yo, hey, psst, hey.
Shout out to everybody in the space today. Just so you guys know, I came up here to let you guys know you guys are right now live on Xeenon.
What's good, Xeenon? Hello.
Mazipos. All right, that's cool. Okay, I think Goji just wanted to get a shout out. He's one of the few that have sort of figured out the way how to do the spaces on the thing. I tried it and it's been an audio nightmare for me, but I'll just leave it up to the professionals. So I'm glad you got this streaming right now.
There's a little bit of issues, but
Web3.
A little bit of issues with the audio, I guess. But yeah, we're live. We're live, boys.
Hey, it's Web3. We always got issues, but we're always all trying to figure it out together. So that's just the way it is, baby. That's just the way it is. But Babes in Cryptoland, I've seen you stream, and I'm glad to see you had streamed again the other day. It's been a while. Glad to see you on the platform. I recognize the face. How are you doing today?
Hello. Good morning, GM, everybody. What's up, Ramen? Yeah, I streamed for the first time last week, and you immediately jumped in, and we played Bushi together, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, and you gave me a tip too, and I appreciate that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been streaming for like 30 minutes, and I already made a friend, and supporting me and everything like that. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, kind of like Jen Kieran, who I've known in this space for a while as well,
right
and
now,
who I
there's a little bit of
definitely
issues.
appreciate and respect a lot.
GM.
I'm jumping on board as well. I really wanted to
give
you guys flowers.
Troy,
it's really nice to talk with you. Have to give a shout out to Navi, who's in the listener space down there, who connected me with Zachary and Dre, who I met at 3XP, and I did a little interview with them, which will be dropping soon. So I'm super, super excited about that. Shout out to Lord Waffle as well, Doug, like everybody in the audience right now, like y'all are definitely helping to support Xenon and what they're building. And I think it's really important. There's a lot of toxicity in the space right now, but I don't really feel that in gaming. I feel like we're like really building something amazing. We're supporting each other, and that's the space that I want to be in, and that's who and where I am putting all of my energy in right now, is the good vibes and the building and progressing and learning and everything like that. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys a shout out. And everybody who I didn't mention, I love you too. I just, don't want to take up all the airspace naming everybody in the space right now, but I'm also going to check out Magic Craft too. I'm excited. Professor, or Prof, I'll call you that as well. You're like, hey, jump in and play it. It's free. Give it a shot. And I didn't realize that I could play it right now. I thought that you guys were in like a closed alpha or something, and so now that I realize that everybody can play right now, like I'm definitely gonna try it out. It looks fun. So yeah, I just shout out to Xenon for giving us all a platform, and I'm looking forward to the bright future that you guys have, and I'm looking forward to support you as you are helping to support all of us Web3 content creators. So much love and flowers to all. Love you guys.
Hey, the hype is real today. Troy, my bad. It looks like you were going to say something. Go ahead, Ben.
I was just saying that was incredibly nice, and thank you, and we look forward to supporting you also. Like, that was awesome. Thank you.
Yo, the love is real in here. This is almost like when we were at all-time highs in NFTs and crypto. I haven't felt that feeling in a while. I like this. This is all positive. We almost forgot about the bear market. Anyway, appreciate that. Babes, Cryptoland, Erica, pleasure to have you. Pleasure to see you, and looking forward to more content from you on the platform. My boy, Lord Waffles, with layered alpha, not only on stream with cool plugins and plays, but I think one of the most notorious longest lasting streamers on the plat, my friend. And then we've got D Hype, and I swear we are going to get started on this show. This has been like 40 minutes of flowers, but I'm okay with that. But yo, Lord Waffle, my guy, what is up, my friend? How are we doing?
Yeah, what's up, everyone? My name is Lord Waffle. I hope it's working. My first time on Space and Twitter, but yes, I'm actually from Tito Network. It was like a Web3 streaming platform, but now I'm actually 100% dedicated to Xenon. I think it's really awesome with Xenon. It's a family, it's a friend. Everyone actually are really friendship over there. Everyone is ready to help out. I released recent videos to helping other streamer actually use cross-platforming. You should go on my profile into Xenon to check out what it is, but it's an overlay compatible with all the cross-platform. Twitch, Kick, etc., etc. is compatible with Xenon if you actually want to have one chat in the one place. I want to say thank you so much for Troy for having a good conversation. He's actually a really good guy. I had a chance to having a stream deck from him from a giveaway. I was winning one giveaway yet in Xenon, and am I about to break the statistic on the previous giveaway with the awesome stats. I'm actually non-stop streaming, probably streaming after this one. But yeah, I'm actually streaming like 8 hours straight more. I've seen lots of people and new people coming in on Xenon recently in my stream, and it was really awesome how I grow over there. I never thought Web3 is really powerful as it is right now. But I want to say thank you so much, everyone, to check out the episode 2 of Ramen. He does really a great episode in the first one. It's actually really awesome. I can't wait to hearing Troy. I can't wait for hearing everybody's ear. I want to shoot out like everyone actually streaming on Xenon. If you're not streaming on Xenon, go ahead. No wait. It's actually really the time to streaming over there. It's really stable. I actually use LivePeer as a multi-streaming. It's really stable. So transcoder over LivePeer is really awesome. So that's the much time I have for you because I want to jump in on stream right now and to actually killing the statistic. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Waffle. It looks like we had one last speaker, D Hype, obviously the guy, producer, crazy personality, Twitter Spaces, seen all over the place. And then we're going to roll into the show with Troy, talk a little bit about Xenon, talking about how we're going to get paid on that, been paid to stream, a little bit about the new features, everything into that. Then we're going to roll back into Catalyst Guild, what you can do to help and onboard, not only with themselves. And again, I'm not paid by anybody here. I would like to, but I'm not paid by anybody. I'm just really passionate about the space, what you can do to come check out some of the games. If you need any help, their Discord is always open. Clouds is always an open extended arm. We're going to get into that. We're going to get a little streamer promo action where we'll do, little quick 1 minute highlights from all those that are in here so we can promote your stream because you never know, right? What you stream, you might find some interest, you might find some buddies to stream on the platform. And then we're going to get into the games and tournaments section of our show. At the end of the show, we're going to be talking and interviewing with Magic Craft, also talking with Dave, representing Victory Point down there, the games that are coming up, contests that are coming out, and all of that good stuff. So listen, again, you can't drop credits inside of a Twitter space, but you can retweet, tag a friend, find people that are interested, looking for people that are trying to expand their reach, visibility, or, Web3 degens who didn't know that there was a Web3 streaming platform. So please, that's all I ask of this is if you can tag and retweet a couple of friends. If we're in here, we've got quite an assembly of some content creators in here. But I'm going to pass the mic over to D Hype, and then we're going to roll right into Xenon and start talking a little bit about that. But D Hype, glad to have you here, fam. It's been a while since I've seen you in spaces. How are we doing today?
What's up, bro? Man, let me tell you, I opened my phone this morning and I saw you guys all hanging out in here, and I was like, what the heck is going on, man? I see Erica in here. She's like streaming these games. People are doing all kinds of things, man. It's completely off the rocker. Jim Curran's in here. Like what? Like who? No one lit the bat signal for me. I'm just like, what the heck, man? I'm like, I should be here. Thank goodness I randomly came across it. I'm blaming Erica for that from Babe's Crypto Land. That's all her fault. But Yeah, dude. It's getting serious right now because Web3 people are waking up and they're realizing that gaming is the thing to do because it brings community. It gives you something to do. It gives you something to rally around. And I don't know if anybody's aware of it, but I've been doing streaming and I've been doing not just streaming, but mega streams. The biggest Web3 mega stream YouTube show of all time. Erica's been on it. We had Crypto Stash this week, J Chains, all kinds of people coming on it and stuff. It's really good times. We talk about gaming. We talk about real life things like our hot dogs a sandwich, and it's a lot of fun, man. I've turned it into a game show where people win prizes, panelists win prizes, the audience gets to vote on things. That's what it's all about, is having fun. And then we play a little bit of Dragon's Crossing, the game I work with, which is a lot of fun. And it's really good stuff, man. So I've been streaming that, and I was not aware of the Xenon streaming platform, but now I am, and I'm looking at it on my computer, and I'm looking at all the things you're doing, and this is really exciting and super cool. And yeah, dude, I'm about to go to a really badass pool party with my DJ friends and stuff, and now you're like distracting me with all this like sexy gaming streaming talk, Ramen. And Troy, it sounds like you work with Xenon. This is super cool. I want to check this out and know more about what is going on. So I'm really looking forward to checking this out. And everybody in the room, man, this is what it's all about: Web3 gaming and the Web3 community. Like, dude, we need. I don't want to say the words like that other people use, like influencers and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I stay away from things like coins and all the typical shilly stuff in Web3. I want to have a legit, cool, dope game to play and cool friends and cool, awesome communities and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it feels really good. So let's all be part of that, man, because it's cool to see all these people in the room that I know and people that I recognize down here in the space too, and new friends to make. So thank you for having this, and thank you, Troy, if you're part of Xenon, and I want to know more about this. So thanks so much.
I also want to jump in and just give a shout out to this community. I mean, this is also my first time hearing about Xenon, and kind of actually also the first time I'm just seeing how many awesome like content creators there are here. And I think Web3 has this tendency to like really hype up visions and just start building in the background for a long time. But Xenon seems like they've just like, shipped features and just launched, and I think that's like present in this community and the momentum that you guys have. So yeah, shout out to this community for like just shipping and getting it done and like moving quickly.
Troy, it sounds like you're doing something right over there.
Definitely trying and appreciate everything, guys. That's awesome feedback. Look forward to seeing everyone's stream.
And D-Hype, just so you know, that you can actually get the Xenon app and you can actually stream your really cool, badass pool party from your phone. I mean, I'm just saying that would be a cool first stream.
Wait, you can stream from your phone?
Yeah,
they've got a mobile app.
Yeah,
wow.
There's a broadcast mobile app, but just a quick heads up on that. If you do want to do that, you need to set up a profile on the website, like through your like PC Mac first, and then you have to connect your phone to it. Because it's all Web3, we have to do like some wrangling.
Is it all wallet stuff? Is it all wallet?
Yeah, like there's certain little wallet stuff we have to do. But it's pretty seamless. Like you just have to scan a QR code with the app.
You guys are pushing my buttons. Of course, I want to live stream a pool party or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was built to do. So I got to figure all this out now. And I only show up in places if I could cause some kind of disruption, in a good way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Well, listen,
just don't drop it in the pool.
Yeah, don't drop it in the pool. Put it in a Ziploc bag or something cool like that. You got to protect yourself at all costs. The phone is the lifeline.
My iPhone is waterproof, bro.
Is it party proof though? And that's the question that you have to ask yourself. Is it party proof?
Yo, if anybody here ever met me in real life, I'm everything proof, bro. I walk around in a fur coat in 100-degree weather with the lights and photography equipment and anything you can imagine, bro, just pops out. It's like bam, 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 super professional. You don't even know what's happening. Next thing you know, you're all over Instagram. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm everything proof. Don't even worry about it.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. That's what looks like. Hey, looks like our boy Jay from Metagoons, my guild down there, showed up. Good to see you down there. But listen, we have got 49 minutes of flowers put in today. I'm sure Troy's head is getting so big that he won't be able to walk through spaces because the ego has inflated himself beyond the past point of entry to get in. So let's go ahead. We're going to roll into this show. I see that there are some new people in here, a lot of content creators that are already on Xenon. But for those of you who don't really know what Xenon is, how it started, what the hell is Xenon? It sounds like a cool like sci-fi movie that's going to be coming out. Troy, if we can just kind of get a quick introduction on why the hell Xenon? Why did Xenon start? And why a Web3 streaming platform? And kind of like its inception, like how it all began.
Yeah, so Xenon came out of, it was something that I had been kind of like thinking about for a while, and I'd watched other streaming systems come out that were Web3 based. I wasn't super impressed by them because I thought they kind of dealt with a lot of Ponzonomics, and I was like, there's a lot of better ways that this can be done so that streamers and fans can like share in the same system, and I just thought we could do it better. And all we had to do was deliver the correct features and like the setup, and that's where it came from. There was also a large need for the layer 2s to show themselves, like to actually be viable. And so Waffle kind of alluded to this a little earlier, but like the back end of what Xenon like uses for transcoding, which is what like all the streams go through, we use a system called LivePeer. And when they moved to layer 2, it was like, okay, let's check the economics on this. Is this viable? And we started like kind of testing it, and it looked like it was good. We had like a little MVP going. And at that point, it was like, okay, this is working. This makes sense. It economically makes sense. And then I went out and raised funding for it, which is where we are now.
So tell us a little bit about that, because, you know, for myself and a lot of others, I know like Waffle has had some experience with that. You know, when you talk about economically and, you know, compared to, you know, AWS, Azure, and some of the other major platforms that are out there, I mean, what kind of advantages would you say, or competitive differentiators would you say that LivePeer has, not only over, you know, traditional services like that, but in terms of like stability, bitrate capability, and things like that?
Yeah. Okay. So from an economic standpoint, the biggest issue of trying to run a full-on streaming system on layer 1 was actually paying the gas costs, right? Because our backend has to pay the protocol of LivePeer. On layer 1, it just was so astronomical, especially as more users came onto the protocol on ETH mainnet. It just was like, you're talking like huge numbers at scale. And so our whole thing was like LivePeer advertises themselves as like anything that's like 30 cents on the dollar compared to AWS for transcoding. On a layer 2, our cost of operation goes way down, and that means that we can then turn that back over to the creators, and that our payouts can actually stay at a very like level rate, which is where like if you look at like I know there's a big conversation right now around like Kick and if they're sustainable, who they use for their transcoding, is it being subsidized by stake.com, all that stuff. We don't have those issues for a couple reasons. One, we use LivePeer, and the other one is we're actually based down, the company itself is actually based in Puerto Rico, and the company has a grant with the Puerto Rican government that allows us to have a really low tax on our corporate spend. And so because these two things allow us to actually continue to return value back to the creators without having to cover costs for our overhead. When it comes down to like bit rate and the technical like aspects of everything in the LivePeer, like it works exactly the same as any other place, right? Like if you're connecting to AWS through RTMP, like we have the exact same setup. So we should be able to compete at the same quality of stream that you get from those other services. And I think based on what all the feedback that's come through on this call, we're handling it fine. We had some hiccups like early on when we launched in early February of this year. And we did have like hiccups like any startup does, but we've had like really large growth lately, and I have not seen any degradation in quality, and so I'm very, very happy about that. And if anyone does notice degradation in quality, please let us know because we can address it relatively quickly. But yeah.
Nice, and I love it. And you know what? Bless you for not starting another tech startup in the middle of San Francisco, which I'm a Bay Area native from California, but like, why would you open up a business in one of the most ridiculously cost per square foot commercial areas in the United States and then get taxed north, south, left, right, up and down to the power of 3? Listen, that's just coming from a guy that came from Cali that just moved from LA. So, I mean, it's good to take that into consideration to operate out of a place with a lower overhead that's not just taxing you sideways. Like Professor's down there laughing because he in SoCal. I already know, man. I already know what it's like out there, brother. I already know. But yeah, I think that's a smart business move to establish something. You know, it's almost like everybody that starts there is just going for clout. And it's like, no, we need to have sustainability. And I think that that's a huge move. I still got to visit Puerto Rico, by the way, to visit the Pork Highway. I hear there's a lot of food tasting, street food. Yeah, one day I'm gonna have to go and hit that up. So that's
actually an awesome place. I highly recommend Pork Highway. one of my business partners lives up around the Pork Highway. It's great. Just to also add a little bit to that, like my background in Web3, I used to work at a startup called Singular DTV, and my passion was always like, how can we use Web3 to monetize and help like creators make more money inside of this ecosystem? And Singular DTV was really trying to do that. It was a little early, but like the entire ecosystem around Xeenon really is designed to give more back to creators long term, and then also foster that economy around them, so that it's not just the creator that's making money, but also their fans who in some way are actually doing work for them in different ways, right? And so it was always paramount for us to be able to like keep that overhead super low so that we can return more, right? And I think there's valid arguments around what you're hearing about Kick. Twitch obviously takes like a huge amount. But they're a giant corporation, and our mission has always been to really like return the value back to the creators, so that we can really excel this creator economy that everyone enjoys so much.
Yeah, I love hearing that more and more. You know, it's very rare to hear about it. It's actually probably one of the first times I've heard about giving back, because through my experience, not only as a starting out creator, but also as those who goes out and support and doing subs and whatnot, the most I've ever gotten, maybe a shout out, a tweet, which is also cool, little dopamine hit, for the brain, some badges and some emojis, but never really talked about incentivizing the viewership side. So I think that's what really is perking a lot of ears, because you're actually allocating the one thing that really can't be bought, or you can't put a price on it, which is your own time. And I know that there's a lot of people who are dedicated viewers who go to their favorite streamers and their favorite content creators, and I almost feel that sometimes they feel a little bit left out. So to hear that there's almost like some reciprocation back to those of the viewership, and while helping the content creators because of smart business moves, and deciding where to start biz, and utilizing protocols like LivePeer and building on Arbitrum, on L2s. I just think that that's a smart move all around. So that's definitely to me, that's always
I mean,
an exciting.
I think it's like kind of an overlooked issue inside of the from platforms is like the other side of the coin, right? So if you have like creators, they're being paid essentially through their fans who are buying like subscriptions and everything, but like what incentivizes your fans to stick around? And like if we can create the tools in which your fans are sticking around inside of your ecosystem, it seems like a win-win for everyone, right? And that's where I think, because we are a we are Web3 architected from like the transcoding all the way to the OAuth, we're able to do new things that people probably couldn't even perceive of before inside of a traditional Web2 streaming platform. And that's where I get super excited, are the tools we're going to be like releasing.
Yeah, 100%. And what a great community to do this in too. Like I said, I didn't know about this until Sony or Xeenon told me about this, except for there was Theta, Picardo, LensTube, very few other platforms attempting to do it. So, like I said, I just like the fact that you're hitting on deliverables, just like any Web3 project, right? The thing that I'm always looking for is, I avoid the speculation, all the hype. Sorry, hype, not you hype, but you know what I'm talking about, like looking all the hype for that. And then the worst feeling, I think, for anybody that tries to support anything, doesn't matter whether it's a game project, NFT or whatever, is missing deliverables. But, you've been consistently hitting, and, you've kind of been working in silence too, which is, sometimes the loudest are always the ones that are the least trustable sometimes in a sense. And you've just been putting your head down, grinding. I know that sounds kind of cringe, cliche, or whatever that may be, but actually to hit on the deliverables that are promised, for me, makes me bullish on any type of project. So, I mean, that's first off, big hats off to you, my friend. Looks like Mike has a question for you.
Yeah. Hey, Troy.
Hey, Mike.
So you mentioned earlier that you kind of want to keep some of the tools that you guys are building under wraps, but I was wondering if you could share any more about, specifically like how you're thinking about blockchain and how to align incentives between creators and their audience, just like NFTs or token streaming, or what are and also like kind of what are the like the time points in a creator's career where you feel like offering those incentives, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So recently we just launched like the affiliate program, which is the beginning of the kind of what I would call the platform of monetization for the creator. And we operate like other streaming sites where you have to hit certain milestones to get to the point where you can monetize that kind of setup. I think we'll definitely continue the milestone concept, and so once you reach a certain point, we're going to allow the monetization of these tools. I'm a big fan though of not making those milestones super high, where if you look at other platforms, I almost feel like they do it to juice their own numbers, because it forces the creator to almost work for the platform. And I think that's a bit of a, like, it's kind of a reverse, like it shouldn't work that way, right? Like, the platform should really be working for the creator, but the platform also has to like protect itself on certain levels. So like we want to keep those hurdles low, but we also need to make it so that it makes sense. And I hope that's answering your question.
Yeah, sorry. I actually was thinking about it more from like, maybe I can rephrase the question a bit. It's like, are you thinking of it as like, hey, this is a promising creator, let's kickstart them? Or are you thinking of it like, hey, like you can buy my sticker packs and, design UGC for the creator? Or like, how are you thinking about those relationships? Yeah. Or maybe I'm going too far now.
No. So like those like sticker packs, all that kind of stuff, those things like kind of exist right now. Like you can buy emotes and everything. It's more around the tools in which you can use the scarcity of digital assets from the creator and allow for your fans to help you make those digital assets that you're almost like creating as you're streaming, that then they can also share inside of it. We're going to have a release here in the next like 2 weeks that kind of really prominently shows what I mean by all this. But we had to get that affiliate platform set up first. So once we have that, this first tool out, it will allow you to see like how you can use digital scarcity to not only monetize your work in a new way, but also the fans that are doing the work for you, and it will be available inside of your profile.
That's awesome. I actually think there's a lot of crossover with, when the esports teams tried to go into Web3 and they all did like different NFT drops. Like, I think it would have gone smoother if they could have partnered with a platform like yours and done it done it around events, for example, or use digital scarcity with their content. So
yeah, totally, 100%.
Yeah.
Like one of the guys on here, I think he's still here, our CTO Navi. He's like super big on us utilizing the fact that we have like wallets are connected to every single person who uses the platform. Even if you're not a native Web3 user and you create like an embedded wallet using Privy, you still have a wallet that's there, right? And that's a valuable signal to Web3 games or anyone that is trying to like incentivize their community in some way, because you have a direct pipeline using decentralized infrastructure that allows you to interact with them, not through emails or messages or stuff like that. Like you can go directly to their wallet and give them a code or a key pass into something that's like, hey, we know you were here watching the stream, right? You don't have to sign up. Like you don't have to give us your email. Like we'll know, right? And so that section right there, I think there's a lot of value for us to unlock, and we're exploring a lot of new ways in which we can do that. So I 100% agree with you.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
There's so many little tidbits here that people don't know about, and it's exciting. Yo, shout out to the two powerhouses. I just want to say down there, some of my favorite creators and Web3 gaming news sources. We got Matt DeFi's and Big Coop in the house. Coop was shirtless, by the way, in one of his posts. I don't know if I've got to pay you to never have to see that again, but I just want to say, yo, it was nice to see you guys down here in the space. But let's kind of talk about that, because that was something, until I started Discovery, I learned about. And a couple of things that really, I don't know, hit home for me is you're really big on creators owning their content. And when I found out that you can actually, for exclusive content, you can actually take your VODs and you can like token gate them or NFT gate them, or if people are holding an NFT of a certain community or something that you can create, which kind of shows like a loyalty thing that you can give discounts, you can actually charge credits per minute on an exclusive stream on something if you're dropping some alpha. So why was that implemented, and how is that important for content creators and the fan base?
Yeah, so that stuff came out of, like, as we were architecting the platform, we kind of settled down on, okay, what are the first things we really need in place to allow for us to then scale this thing out? And so obviously you needed the transcoding setup, which is what we did, where we built out the orchestrator and our like bespoke integration into LivePeer. And then after that, it was like, okay, now we need an actual payment system before we actually launch this whole thing. So then we built the credit system, which then, because the credit system was there, then you could do the streaming of payments. And then it was like a no-brainer to just add NFT gating, because if you have a community in Web3, a lot of those communities were built off of NFTs. And so if you want to have like permission access into a VOD or something like that, all you got to do is hold that NFT in that wallet, and then you get access to it. And that's all infrastructure that like we don't really have to build. We're leveraging the decentralized infrastructure of the blockchain. And then from there, we were like, okay, now we need to build the affiliate program. And so it's like we're just building these layers to allow for the scale, and we're at a point now where it starts getting really exciting, in my opinion, because now we can build the tool, and that's where we can really change everything.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. Like absolutely. And also there's some other things that's very interesting that it's not available on there because of the utilization of, live peer and being built on Arbitrum. And then, I'm learning more. I finally had set up, my transcoding minor node, whatever you want to call
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but through Titan, but you can actually actively kind of invest in your platform through the orchestrator and sort of receive like a passive income from that too, which that's not really available from any other streaming platforms that are out there. So it's and it also helps you, which I found out, to pick up more transcoding jobs. And when you pick up more transcoding jobs, you actually are able to get more to be able to give back to the community.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
We
kind of
can-
wild.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the first things we built were really that bespoke integration into live peer that allowed for us to build the transcoding, that then allowed for us to then like really build, like, I would call it almost the wrapper, which is the platform that you guys are like utilizing. And we could go deep into the orchestrator if you guys want to understand like how that's working. I know one of the things you guys wanted to talk about is how we're paying creators through that system. So if you want to dive in there, we can go there. But the way the orchestrator works is you can take LPT, which is the native token of LivePeer, stake it in our orchestrator, and then you get a cut of the LPT that is included in the inflation, and then you get a cut of the ETH that is paid for the actual work of the transcoding, which is what I was talking about earlier, where when I said the transcoding fees, like the overhead of actually running something like that on a layer 1 was so astronomical at scale, it just didn't make sense. But as soon as it went to layer 2, those transcoding fees are so low that we're actually able to then return it.
Yeah, that's huge. And I know that's like you said, we can get real nerdy up in this
We can
bit.
get nerdy.
But
My brain hurts.
but we're going to kind of keep it surface level. We're going to talk about a couple of things. More importantly, for those that are coming from standard streaming platforms, barrier to entry, how hard it is to use. I've had some flip side on that. Obviously, for myself and a lot of people in here, they're used to navigating the Web3 landscape. So for us, it's not too hard being able to bridge, so on and so forth. But let's talk about the meat and potatoes, because I did put that in the post on, how are you going to get, like, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, I thought this was like a Kick thing where they're going to pay people to get paid. But now Xenon is paying people to just stream. And I said, well, hold on a minute. Like, this is kind of like the Kick of Web3 without the casinos and flooding and all the other stuff. So how does that work? What are the different avenues for creators on the platform to be able to get paid, not through just subscriptions and gifts, but also through stream time?
Yeah, so currently the setup, we call it the creator revenue sharing model. The setup right now is if you stream, we record that, how much time you had on there and how many viewers, and then you get paid out accordingly to like an algorithm we run. And the fees that are accruing on the orchestrator are then distributed every 2 weeks on a Tuesday. Like this coming up Tuesday, we'll do a distribution. And everyone who has been streaming will get a certain percentage of ETH according to how much ETH we have generated through our live peer orchestrator. I do personally think some of this will change. I would like to actually use it as a way. I think what Kick's doing, where they're going to try to incentivize like maybe smaller streamers that don't have a lot of revenue already coming in, you'll be able to sign up for this system that they're talking about. I think we might copy that in some way so that we can always reward like the smaller streamers so that they can get their game up and going. But currently the way it's set up is anyone who streams, you are going to get paid ETH every 2 weeks.
What the ETH? Holy crap. So
my brain.
My brain is going to explode. So really it makes the more people, this actually helps for other people to come in on board, because that in turn means that the more people that are actively using the platform, the better it is for everybody. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, so like the more transcoding power that goes through it, the more people that are staked on our orchestrator, the more ETH we generate. So then the more ETH is generated to distribute, essentially. So by staking in our orchestrator, you help, one, you'll get a cut of it if you're staked in it. But then two, you boost our numbers so that we can absorb more of the live peer transcoding network. And like through doing that work, we're then able to distribute that ETH out. Because we have to get paid, like our orchestrator gets paid by like all the other systems that are connected to this decentralized network. Right? So like you mentioned LensTube earlier. LensTube uses live peer also, right? But they don't have their own orchestrator bespoke integration set up like we built. And so by us having our own, we're able to then take in LensTube jobs. LensTube pays us, and then we pay you guys if you've been streaming on our network.
So it's like my brain. Really, my brain. Holy shit! So yeah, it's kind of that's what I was talking about earlier because I didn't actually recognize, I didn't realize how that it actually worked, and then I started wrapping my brain. I'm like, holy shit, they got something like I can allocate a portion of whatever, which I think that would be a cool feature, like on payouts, be like if I can set a percentage, just allocate automatically back to the orchestrator, because that in turn, it's like it's like my own little Web3 401 or savings or pension plan or whatever. So
that's a really interesting idea. I never really thought about that, but that would actually make a lot of sense. Like we haven't built out our orchestrator page. Like if you click the orchestrator on the sidebar, it links you out to the live peer explorer. But we want to build our own page where you can do all this like right on the Xeenon domain, and something like that. I'm definitely going to be writing down a note because that's a really interesting idea actually, because like you would actually be then investing back, like incentivizing yourself back into the system, which then helps us and it helps you guys. That's genius. I love that.
Yeah, it's almost like a double return, right? Because you're going to receive the passive not only from the orchestrator but also back from you. So I mean, invest once from the creator side, get a double return back. So I mean, you're getting a twofer. So I mean, like, you know, just like any paycheck, like, hey, I need to allocate this portion to this, or, you know, whatever it is, be like, I want to do 2% to allocate of my, you know, whatever payout to go back. And then also be able to get rewarded into Arby's, so I don't have to bridge tremendously stupid fees from ETH to R, you know, like things like that, you know. So things that make it easy and streamlined, I think that would also help kind of close that technical gap for those that are out there.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's one of the things that we try. We spend a lot of time on trying to make sure that those friction points of Web3 are not there for most people, because we do realize that is a major hurdle to like onboard the next 200, 300 million people into Web3. And the creator economy, in my opinion, is one of the perfect avenues to really do that. But it's kind of our job to make it seem almost seamless, right? Like those friction points are gone, and it's just like a one-click button, which are like, I think if you look at like what we did with the credit system, is a really good example of that, because you only have to pay gas once, and you get into the system, and then all those transactions are gasless, right? And then if you want to take the credits out, you get your DAI, then you pay gas on that. But like making it so that it seems like any other normal Web 2 traditional financial system out there is like paramount in our minds to like really onboard more people, because, you know, streamers tend to be a little bit more technical than like fans can be. And if you need your fans there, we need to make that hurdle like not existent, in my opinion, to really make it successful.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we got a question from Gogeta. What's up, Gogeta?
Okay. So I just wanna bring this up because yesterday or 2 days ago I kind of understood everything that Troy is doing. So basically, check this out. If you have a computer, because we all stream, right? And then you can set when you're done streaming, you can set your computer to also run the transcoding, so you can get paid out that way too, on top of everything that Troy just let you guys know right now. So I'm gonna be making a video because I mine with GPUs. So I have all of that knowledge, and I'm gonna be making a video with including Xenon specifically, how the creator plus the viewers, and it's just a cycle. It's a complete cycle of everybody winning. But keep it up, guys. I appreciate it, Troy.
Yeah, I was actually curious about that because I heard Ramen say it. I'm like, wait, so I can? All right, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah. So when you're done streaming, you just kind of like set it up, connect to the node, let your computer run overnight, and then on top of that, there's a specific chip inside of the GPUs. So basically, you can mine twice. You can mine regular crypto if you want, and then you can also mine for the nodes. You can do both, and I did my research 2 days ago, so I got that info, and I'm gonna be making a video.
That's awesome. Yeah,
my brain.
That's 100%. Like, you guys are hitting all the cylinders on this. Like, I'm so happy you guys see that stuff, because I think that stuff's amazing. But I'm just really, like, we've been sitting on all that stuff for like a year, and no one's noticed it, and I'm like, okay, now you guys are seeing it. So it's just like, it's awesome to see.
Well, we're getting all the little tidbits, and that all started with Titan, and I'm like, well, what the hell's Titan node? And then I'm like, wait a minute, like, I can transcode jobs from my GPU and just let that run overnight. Now, it's not like $1 million thing or whatever, right? But I mean, I'm also supporting, and then I can also choose to pick the Xenon orchestrator if I want. There's so many different ways, and I think, with anything.
But Ramen, think of it this way: as the Xenon platform grows, your transcoding, like return, will also grow, right? So, like, that's where it starts getting really interesting, because you're able to support the entire tech stack, whereas with something like Twitch, the only way you're really able to, like, make capital anywhere in that system is, like, if you're streaming, where we're attacking every single layer of that system to make it more distributed, all the way down to the hardware.
Yeah, there's so many little, like, intricate, tiny, like, small monetization points it's really weird that this is a true, like, full circle win economy when you really zoom out and take a look at it. And I just didn't realize it at the beginning, because at first I'm like, oh shit, it's another Web3 whatever platform and it's streaming, like, oh crap, like, in my head in the beginning, at first I was like, there's just going to be tons of barrier to entry, visibility stuff, and then you start learning all these small intricacies about this, and it's actually been a great educational piece, and I think that's good. We need like a EDU portion of Xenon. We'll get there, but looks like Dave came up with the question. Yeah, we're about to get nerdy up in this thing, I swear. But Dave, I saw you with your coming up to the speaker box. What's up, man? I think you had a question for Troy.
Oh no, I think I'm going to steer the conversation in a totally different direction. So feel free not to answer anything that I bring up right now. But again, I'm part of Victory Point. We're building a Web3 first-person shooter. We're a small gaming studio, and our community is fairly small right now. So is there anything that you guys over at Xenon are doing to support the small gaming projects that want to get their names out there?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So we have been actively working and talking with a lot of Web3 gaming studios. It is paramount to us to get a system up and going to help those gaming studios, like, collaborate with their community, incentivize their community in new ways, and, like, hone them in around the game. And so one of the things we've been working on, and I think I mentioned earlier, was that we're working on this gaming module that will be a specific section inside Xenon that will allow, like, Web3 games to really flourish inside of the platform. I can't go into too many details around some of, like, the tools that we're kind of planning there, but if you want, we can like jam offline, and I can get you an NDA, and I can tell you, I can give you some, like, inside baseball on the conversations we've been having with some of the other studios that are out there. But I think you'll find it very intriguing what we kind of have planned, because we plan on using the blockchain in a really new, in a new way for the creator and the fan to experience the game in ways that I don't think has ever really been done before.
All right, I like the sounds of that. I send you a follow. Would love to connect. We have a lot of creative minds on the team. So yeah, I appreciate that you're thinking of us small studios as well. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I like it when we talk NDAs because then you know things are about to get spicy, right? Like non-disparagement agreements, NDAs, like that's my kind of talk. I wish people would send me more NDAs.
It's like,
Anyway,
but wait, there's more.
But yeah, but wait, there's more. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you know that is kind of cool though too, especially the focus. Like I said, the one thing that's going to pull us through the barrier, I always say, you know, the next wave of the Web3. God, I hate saying that thing. I also want to just say like W3 games, but I really think it's gaming. I don't think it's a PFP project. I don't think it's shit tokens. I don't think it's meme coins. I honestly think it's gaming. In a bull market, people are gaming. In a bear market, people are gaming. Like everybody, what are you building over there, Troy? A chicken coop? It's loud. Anyway,
You got wind chimes.
Yeah, you got.
Sorry, my bad. That's my ring alarm system. My headphones are dying. I'm gonna mute. I'll be right back.
Okay, I was like, yo, what is going on over here? Like, that's like he was trying to pierce out some ears, but I always thought that was a thing because listen, you know, I'm gaming now in a bear market and I'm just having fun, but I think the next revolution is going to be there. Maybe I'm a little bit biased about that, but I just see so much. I don't know, news, stirred emotion, the quality of games that are coming out, the funding, the VCs, the investments that are happening inside of the gaming community. I know we're all waiting for the next AAA thing, but you know, it doesn't have to be a AAA game. There's a ton of quality games that are out there that aren't AAA that focus on gameplay, player-based community, fun, you know, ease of use and things like that. So I don't think you need a GTA budget, right? Because I mean, let's face it, there's no real triple A games that are out there. I don't think any Web3 gaming studio is starting out with $100 million+ budget. I mean, it just doesn't seem feasible right off the bat. And a lot of those are based on, you know, the life science and the life cycle of it are all contingency on mints and token sellouts. So if there's no runway for that, there's no whatever, there's no monetization. So look at all these games that have been coming out in the regular world, which I guess people want to say Web3, but look at the boom with, you know, Only Up and what people have been playing and the content created about that, or, you know, BattleBit or BitBattle. I always get it mixed up. I see a ton of stuff like that coming from smaller publishers, producers, you know, indie game creators. So there's like so much that's involved that can just be cool, and it doesn't need $1 billion budget to be able to do it. They just need to execute it right, and I think that's a huge point coming up when it comes to the gaming space. What's up, Dave?
Yeah, you're hitting me in the gamer feels over here. You're talking about game startups and all that, you know. And I just want to mention PUBG. That game absolutely exploded, and I'm pretty sure it started as like a team of friends or something like that, where there's only 4 people working on developing this game, and now they're like a multi-billion-dollar company who's racking in the money. You know, I just want to shine the light over on our project and what we're doing on over here at Victory Point. We're hoping to do the same thing. You know, we're trying to go the Call of Duty way. But we're not here to copy anyone, of course. We're going to throw in our own flair, our own taste, our own flavor. And of course, we want to focus on supporting those who promote the game, support the game. So if you are a streamer, if you're a gamer, if you're a Troy, feel free to connect, link up. We want to make this happen.
Oh yeah, we will have a whole, like I said, at the end of the space in the games and tourney section, we are going to definitely rattle off with you a little bit, talk with Metagoons. Hopefully, Coop, Matt have some input on that on the gaming space. Of course, we got Magic Crap that came up so graciously last minute to come and talk about it. So we will definitely dive into the games here at the end of the show. And of course, if anybody though is here and interested in that, definitely stick around. It's going to be an open forum, so I'm sure they're happy to get feedback and answer any questions about that. But we're going to keep on rolling because my ADH brain it'll just start rattling off and it's uncontrollable sometimes. Like I just got to keep this on the cool. So Troy, let me know when you're done with your wind chimes, ring, headset, whatever technical difficulties. You're good. You're good. You're back. You're back. Okay. So now that we've, you know, kind of identified these ways of streaming, so let me just put this out there. I'm sure maybe some people are asking. So is there any prerequisite, since we're going to close up the section about getting paid to stream? So there's a couple of different ways, right? You said just by streaming on the platform. Now, do you have to be an affiliate, which isn't hard, right? It's 3 hours of stream time and 10 followers. I think that's pretty easy to achieve. but is there any like prerequisite that you need to hit to be able to start getting these biweekly payouts from the stream time? Is there is there a minimum of cash out? And I know that one of the biggest features here that nobody likes is waiting on getting paid, but I don't think we even mentioned that you can get paid out the exact same day that you monetize, right? So talk about how cool that is.
Yeah, okay, so there's a couple things in there. The creator revenue sharing model does not require, which is the ETH payments from the orchestrator, that does not require any threshold, right? And that's what I was kind of mentioning earlier, where we might make it so that there's a cap to it, where like once you've hit a certain amount, that it's like it goes back to smaller streamers. But currently, there's no cap or anything on that. Like if you're streaming, you get added to the database. We're monitoring that, and you will be paid out. That's being paid out every 2 weeks, and that's being paid in ETH. The instant payments, which is the credit system. So what people are usually used to is like, let's say you're on Twitch and you get biddies, like you have to wait to get all that processed, and then you can get it. I think it's like 30 days. I'm not totally sure. Our system, because we're using crypto, it's instantaneous. So when someone sends you a credit, you have that immediately in your wallet, and then you can go to the fund manager and you can then extract that from the system and then take it, and it's DAI. So it's a stable coin. And that's one of the things that what I was talking about earlier, where I was saying that I felt like a lot of the prior Web3 streaming systems, they kind of weren't doing it right, where they were, in my opinion, they kind of created a Ponzi-nomic system. Our system is, it's built on a stable coin for payments. And so you're able to just keep them in there, and you'll never lose value, and you're able to then take them out whenever you want.
Yeah, for me, that's a huge thing. I always like, I like stables. I'm not gonna lie. I've been around since 2014, so stables are a good thing to have, right? If it was like paying in like a native token, I think I would have been a little bit kind of like, well, we'll see how the market goes, right? And that's just the reality of it. And so, yeah, I am definitely glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that there's no threshold for that, or there's any minimum for that. I love the same day payment things. Not everybody wants to wait, and yeah, I think that's actually really cool.
That's also another really good point. There is no threshold to getting tips or to being able to put up like a VOD that someone pays for, right? So like that level of monetization is available to anyone on the platform on day one. You do not have to be part of the affiliate program, which is the 10 followers with 3 hours of stream, to be able to do that. Tipping it's available like the second you set up a profile, you can get tipped. And yeah, I had another point there, but I forgot. It's Sunday.
Hey, this is how our brains. I mean, for me, it's the same thing. There's so much going on and stuff I want to talk about. And my biggest thing is I love, like I said, the integration of NFTs for your community. Like if a gaming studio possibly had like a proof of, Stream Watch or something, and you can assign, POAPs or loyalty NFTs to your actual community, and being saying like, hey, we're actually here, without having to go through so many crazy, third-party intermediaries. And I think that's good. And I think you can actually build a really loyal base around that. So for me personally, I'm extremely excited about the gaming module that's going to be released here. Feel free to send me an NDA anytime. I'd love to hear more about it, but I can also wait it out too. That's a thing as well. And so I just see, the locked content and all this stuff, and just creator ownership. I feel like, I hate to use the word, but I feel platforms kind of pimp out their creators. When you're talking about standard creation platforms.
I want some NDAs too, Ramen. Where's my NDA?
Yeah, we want to. Do we need to throw up an NDA party space? Can we just all get NDA? We're going to get assigned an NDA NFT from Xeenon.
I'm going to send you guys NDAs.
Well, we could do a NDA NFT gated.
Eric is going to get an NDA
stream.
I told you we're getting nerdy up in here. We're getting blockchain NDAs now. You know what I'm saying? That's the new meta. We're not doing DocuSign over there. No, we're doing Xenosign. Hey, that actually's got a ring.
My streams from now on are only going to be talking about stuff on my NDA. All right, I already break NDAs left and right. It's not a big.
You heard that live in a recorded space. This man breaks NDAs and he parties hard. So we know what's coming, and he's foolproof. He's everything proof. So we've got that down. Yo, Gogito, what's good, fam?
Hey, Troy, can you expand? I mean, I kind of know a little bit, but can you expand for everybody else a little bit about the uploading videos and then the clips, clipping the live streams and stuff like that, what you guys are working on, just so that everybody kind of knows what's coming and a little bit about the uploading, your videos.
Yeah. So VODs right now, if you set up a profile, you can upload your VODs, and then you're able to token gate it. So if someone has like NFT that you've created, you can put a discount on the VOD, or you can give them complete access to it, and then you can also set a price in credits to get access to that VOD. Oh, I remember the point I was actually going to make. So one of the other things is on a lot of the other platforms is they take a cut on the transfer of tips, and we will never do that. And the reason why is because we don't have the infrastructure costs that the other platforms do because they use a traditional financial system there. And so there's zero reason for us to actually take a large cut or any cut on that. And I think that we can probably come up with different ways to actually monetize that from a platform perspective. But the clipping feature, that's the thing that's going to be out in the next 2 weeks. And I think that clipping feature will be I want to put this correctly. It will be a very different experience than what people have experienced before on other platforms. And it's going to shed a lot of light into what we're talking about when we say we want to bring the creators and the fans into the same economic system and how they can work for you. I'm going to leave it at that. You might be able to kind of extrapolate what I'm talking about there. I'm giving away a lot, but I think you guys are going to really enjoy it.
Okay, I'll get to you in 1 second, Jinkiden and Crypto. So just really quick.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
For those that are not actively speaking, I might have, because I'm getting a lot of requests of people to come up, and the speaker box is limited for some of those that aren't active on there. If you can be so courteous as to drop down to listener, I do want to bring a couple up. And I just, and I'm sorry, Magic Craft, I know I said at the end of the show, this is running, it had a little bit of a late start, but they did reach out to me and say that they do have to get back to their game and their gaming community. So I might have to shift the show around a little bit, maybe get the Catalyst Guild here at the end of the show, and then give Magic Craft a little highlight time so they can actually come up, talk about the projects, get fielded some questions from the people that did come in here specifically to hear about Magic Craft. So Troy, I'm sorry about that, man, if you don't mind, but they did, come in last minute. But we are going to keep going until this goes. I have no time limit. I don't really care. Like I said, I've done 12-hour spaces before, or close to. I'm not saying that I'm going to do this today, but I just want to make sure that we get some spotlight on Magic Craft and their game out there. So, yeah, shit. My bad, y'all. My bad. Let me go ahead and grab that question from Jin Hotto, and then if you guys don't mind, shout out. I see DG Pals in the house, Ty Lucky, my other people's in here. And then we'll shoot over to Magic Craft. We'll let them do their thing, get the fielded questions. It's going to be kind of a shit show Twitter space, like an all Vega match, but I definitely want to make sure that they get their highlights in. So, Jin, what's up, my friend?
So I'm looking at this from the aspect of onboarding my Web2 friends and community. Do you guys have plans, or are you currently working on a way to purchase credits with fiat instead of, going through the DAI system?
Yeah, so that is on the way. Hopefully that's going to be available in the next 2 weeks. We're a little bit at the mercy of a third party of making that very available. But I do think that that is 100% something that we need to have in there immediately, and it's top of our mind to get it done. But it's we're waiting on another system that we work with to say okay, this is ready to go. We were told it was going to be ready to go a month ago, and now it's not available yet, and it's okay, what's going on? But I just had a call with them this week, and I think in the next 2 weeks we should be good to go.
bullish.
Hell yeah.
Bullish on that. My brain. Yeah, like Professor up there. We've got Hotto, and then it's going to be a little ADHD in the show. We're going to sidetrack so we can. I know Magicraft is in a different time zone, so sometimes I forget about that. Like I said, my bad. I'm a sales guy by heart. But let's get this next question from Hotto, and then we'll kind of shift over to Magic, and then we're just going to come back over to Xenon, talk a little bit more about Victory Point that's in here, maybe get some insight from some of the other major studios that are doing great games like DG Pals, creators like Ty Lucky, Coop, Matt, all these guys that are in there. We'll come full circle and we'll just have one badass show. That's what we're going to do. So we got Hotto, and then we're going to shift over to Magicraft.
Yo, so I didn't know I was going to be asking a question. Honestly, I just got out of brunch, and I wanted to see what's going on in here. But I do have a question for Xenon, actually. Are there any plans for kind of a UI overhaul for clarity's sake? Because I think the website could be done a little bit better in terms of how the streams look versus the videos and all that stuff. Is there anything in the roadmap in the future to address that point?
If you're asking about like the discovery issue, yes, 100%. We're going to be fixing the discovery, and that's really what the gaming like module is all about, is the ability to like find things in a much easier way.
Perfect. And I just want to also give you guys kudos. I really do love the platform. I like the idea of just kind of giving a thumbnail to the stream. That's just something that I haven't really seen in this space. And I really love the instant payment feature. That's why I put that in the meme video that I made, because I don't think people realize that that's something you guys bring to the table that others don't. So I just want to give you guys kudos for that.
Yeah, also, I love that video you made. Kudos to the video, and thank you for the support, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll be churning out more memes, and there's more memes to come, by the way, for Magicraft as well, so stay tuned.
Yeah, you can bridge it with Polygon as the cheapest way, or I guess someone had mentioned going straight to Coinbase with the Arbitrium and just sending it, and it's like no fee. I'm like, what? I'm doing it the more complicated way.
I agree. Bridge to Poly, push and P. Go ahead, Troy.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, like our system obviously runs on Arbitrum because our transcoding is there, but making it feel seamless again is like top of our like mind, and making that user experience just like we want it to be to the point where it doesn't even feel like you're using a Web3 system, that you're using a system that you're just used to, like if you're using Facebook or Twitch or something like that, right? There are issues around that, but I do think that there's a lot of third-party applications, I guess you would call them, that we can use to like smooth out all of that for everyone. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Like there's a lot coming.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, exactly. And there's always more.
You just won a brand new blender. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, NDAs coming to email soon. NDA hype, #NDAs. All right, yeah, no, I agree. I think the discovery thing is there. I think it's also cool that anything that's on that front page, like with the Bushi, that if you actually add that hash, like bullish on Bushi, it actually adds you to the front of that page, in that section. So I think that's kind of cool. Maybe have like folders or whatnot, but I think the discovery thing is great, especially if there's going to be a huge focus in the Web3 gaming point. So, but before Magicraft falls asleep on the other side of the world or has to actually get to some real work, again, thank you again, Magicraft, for showing up. We do have to shift the show because I did realize, wait a minute, we have time differences, but this is Web3. We are worldwide, and we will circle back to some more questions, some more guilds. We've got highlights again from Victory Point. We got our guild over there from Metagoons coming up. So we've got a lot of great guests coming in, a lot of like some heavy hitters here inside of the space. So just glad to have everyone here. But Magicraft, I'm so sorry about that. my friend, I do apologize. Your Telegram is probably blowing up right now with everybody in there. Welcome to the show. And again, thank you for coming. Like I said, last minute, tell us about Magic Craft and why I'm so crazy hype in playing this game. Like, why is it so damn fun? Like, why did you have to have me streaming for 7.5 hours yesterday and you got Professor Pressure over there doing 7-hour runs on this? Like, what is going on, damn it? Why is this so fun? Tell us about Magic Craft.
Hey guys, sorry for, I feel quite bad for rushing this along. Like you said, just on the other side of the world. You guys are having a good old breakfast there, and I'm already long past dinner. So, yeah. But I mean, I've just been loving this chat about Xenon. Like, I mean, just the amount of ideas that are coming to mind. I mean, we have weekly community tournaments, and we've been kind of like looking where to stream it. We stream on Facebook because a lot of the Filipino community are there. Streaming obviously on Twitch, YouTube, but like, I think we could look at something. Obviously, I need to chat to you, Troy, but maybe like a Xenon sponsored community tournament in the future. That could be really awesome. I think our community would really enjoy that, and like anything Web3, like people really want to support, really want to get involved in, and like you said, like the amount of ways to earn and just get involved in other ways is amazing. So I just want to like say well done to you guys. I mean, I've already been gifted a sub to Gogeta by you, Troy. Really smooth onboarding process, like with the whole privy thing, really great. Just again, kudos, well done. I'm looking forward to using it a bit more.
That's awesome, and I really appreciate it. And like, we should definitely talk offline, or off spaces, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pop you a message and hopefully get to you tomorrow morning. But yeah, Magic Craft, it's all in the name, I guess, like, or in our bio. We're a play-to-earn PvP MOBA game. We really were inspired by games like Dota, games like League of Legends. But, I've actually spoken to Clouds about this. For myself, I'm a big Dota player, but it's not always the nicest thing to go and play a 40-minute Dota game because your people don't know how to finish off a game because you're in a low rank or something like that, You just hop into a Magic Craft game, takes you 5 to 10 minutes, play quickly, in and out, and there's earning potential. So there's always that's a little bonus for me. But again, like you said, Raman, it's all about the gameplay, and that's what we do focus on. Like we work on our game all the time, like just on how to like improve it, how to improve just the systems inside the game. Yeah, I mean, we take a lot of inspiration from other games. Like, let's say Diablo 4 came out, and like us in the marketing team, we go, okay, well, what are Diablo doing? What are they doing that got them to these, amazing numbers? How did they sell so many copies? How are so many people playing it? And we're like, okay, we should use this, make these sorts of things similar to like how Diablo did it. And that's really cool. Like our CEO is a huge Diablo fan. Like he always speaks of when he was like younger, just playing Diablo and these other games. Just really enjoys it. So that's like kind of the short and long of like where we come from, what inspired us, why we wanted to create a MOBA game. I guess we just really enjoy the space. I don't know. These are the games that we enjoy. There's lots of FPS games, like David said, he's making one, but that's for them, We enjoy the MOBA space, so we're making this, and that's all it's all about, make games that you love, that you want to play.
I can't agree any more than that. So, everybody always said, play to earn is dead, right? But I think play to earn is actually here, just depending on where you do it. I always, say skill-based rewards distribution. I just try to put a twist on it. Maybe that's the marketing mind. Try to change up the terminology and run that a little bit. But it's also free to play too. So, and I noticed, I don't think I bought any of the in-game or the MCRT token, but I think I actually got allocated, I think, some token when I actually signed up with the account. So I mean, it's free to play, play to earn.
Yep.
So it's like an optional participation layer if you want to, but you can actually still, like we were playing the other day, enjoy to play the game without having to worry about that economy, just to play the game for fun. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so Troy kind of mentioned this, like with the mobile app and that sort of thing. So we are on mobile. We are on Apple's Play Store and iOS Store and Google Play Store, plus now Steam and all these, Alexa, a bunch of different platforms. We had to do like kind of a workaround. Okay, so we wanted the gaming experience on each of the platforms, whether it's mobile or PC, to be the same, and then you can kind of link it. So our game is completely cross-play. You can play mobile versus PC. PC generally has the advantage, like it does over console, but it's still really fun on certain Euros. Like I can play certain Euros on mobile myself, and then other ones, you just don't get that same amount of skill. Like let's say Hado will know with Tara, it's way better on PC. But this is the thing. Okay, so we created the Web3 lobby system to kind of connect to the game. So this is actually just to give you guys an explainer of why the email addresses were there. We kind of asked the devs, the people are not connecting the same email address to the one that's connected to the Web3 lobby system. Can we just get a quick fix on how to connect that, just to show people, which email address you're using? That's just a quick explainer on that. So that will get changed. But yeah, we have this Web3 lobby system where you can register, connect your wallet. We actually are looking to do something similar to what is happening with Xeenon, like where you can just sign up with your email and you get a wallet and, that whole thing. I think that's much better user experience than what it is to create the MetaMask. If you're a non-Web3 native, it's not that fun to do that. But yeah, so in this Web3 lobby system, we're kind of doing a bunch of alpha drops, I guess, on what we're working on. But yeah, like in this Web3 lobby system, you have free lobbies, which anyone can play. That's what you mentioned, Raman. These are every half an hour. Basically, you can get into these lobbies, earn a small amount of MCRT just to wet your palate. They do fill up very quickly, so we are planning to add more of them and just more opportunities to play, more opportunities to earn. And then we also have the VIP lobbies. With this, we've kind of just wanted to give our holders and our loyal community a good reward, basically, compared to the free lobbies. It always used to be free, but now we've kind of tokenicated that and just works it that way around. But it works the same as the free lobbies every half an hour, and you just earn a bigger reward. And these are obviously, higher stakes because you're earning more. So that's quickly how it works, how the play to earn aspect works. I think, it's tough as well. Like often when we're speaking to people, they're like, "Oh, well, play to earn, that sounds horrible," play to earn dead, this and that. I'm like, yeah, play to Ponzi is dead. Play to earn is not dead, I don't think.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And I also agree on the server thing. Listen, I don't have any problems. It's not that bad. I noticed that it's the EU. I noticed you have the servers that are out in Asia. Are there any plans to expand and possibly get a server here in the US? Because I mean, you're getting a pretty good US based player base over here, and I'd love to see pings, under 100. But like I said, it's not terrible actually connecting to the EU server. And then also another question, I think some of the community had voiced this before, and some of the, Catalyst Guild, are there any other, use cases outside of for wagering? Are we going to have the ability to possibly earn or whatever, take the MCRT to possibly use that to, to mint in-game items or things like that, to just kind of expand on the utility of the token?
Yeah, definitely. So I think this is something that as well that would speak to you. We worked on the game first, so game first, everything else later. Gameplay, 100%. We want to get that to a state where that's super fun to play, and like there's no bugs that are hindering you, that sort of thing. Once we get all of that sorted and like kind of in our groove, then we want to start adding, in-game items, cosmetics, whatever it is. There's a bunch of different things you can add to MOBAs. I mean, like I said, me as a Dota player, I can't play my certain heroes if I don't have their skins on. Like it just feels weird. It's like, what is this low polygon thing I'm playing with? Like that sort of thing. So definitely going to work on that. I can't say exactly when, but it's more towards the end of the year or Q1 next year. So definitely in the works. And in terms of the American servers or US servers, this is actually our first community of people playing the game from the US. We got a couple, but you guys are really pushing that we need to start opening the US servers because, we launched in the Asia markets and like we got our Philippines Open League tournament at the moment. Well, there's the first round of it that went today. But yeah, like we had to open an Asia server there, and that's something that we would definitely do in the US if there's enough, reason to do it. And I think that is quickly becoming something that we need to do.
Nice. Well, listen, I love the fact that you said you're focusing on the fun and the gameplay first because that's what drew me into it. Obviously, wagering is cool, but I can, hats off and respect to the fact that you're just making something that people actually want to play and then worrying about all the other stuff later on. And that's a big kudos because I know a lot of times people succumb to price movement and things like that, and they worry about the wrong type of stuff. I think more of it needs to align, being what's the word I'm looking for? Being more feasible to the actual gaming community, because without the player base, without people having fun, without active users, none of the other shit actually really matters, right? When you think about
Literally, it's not rocket science. Like if you don't have a player base, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, you know how many games I try to boot up, and especially being Web3 content creator, it's hard because there's nothing worse. And sometimes I don't think it through, and I go live. I'm like, today I'm doing content on X game, and I go in there, and there's nobody in a lobby, there's nobody in a server. There's one person who plays, which is sponsored by the game, and they're the only person in there that plays. And I'm pretty sure they're using like aimbots and shit like that. And I'm like, well, this is really hard to cut content on, or to be able to do that, which I think kind of goes back to what Spike was saying. Like, yo, if you want to be Web3 creator, you got to do Web2 stuff to kind of sort of fill the gaps. And I'm starting to feel that a little bit, but I'm also a glutton for punishment, and I'm always going to be bullish on Web3. So I'm glad that you're taking that approach and taking that other stuff into consideration. But yeah, establishing yourself, maybe even hooking up down there with Metagoons. I know they have a pretty strong reach out there in the Southeast Asian community. Maybe be able to tag some of their players and get some more people to tag along with that. I think that'd be great. But like I said, just for me on a personal standpoint, in my own opinion, I'm glad I got drug into this from Catalyst Guild and they showed me this game, and I've just been playing this thing relentlessly. I love the fact that you have options to put a custom server, go 1v1, go 10v10, different map choices, different game modes. So it's a compelling game for me to want to keep going back and playing, and it sort of almost feels like that, I guess the term, the lunchtime esports thing, where you can go in, play a match. It's not a freaking hour and a half League of Legends games. And if you play League of Legends desktop, you know exactly what that means. Even on the mobile version, sometimes the gameplay could be pretty long. So I like the fact you can get in, play a game, get out, and not have your spouses asking to get divorces because you don't spend any time with the kids, the dog, or the wife. So you can actually get in and enjoy yourself and have a good time. So that part is actually really good.
Bro, my mind is blown by 10.
What was that? I heard robot voice. What was that, Professor?
My brain was shocked when it said 10v10. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, well, we're about to get 20 people deep. This is going to be pure chaos. Sign me up.
Honestly, that's been...
We have like 100 last games, too.
Yeah, that's been one of the best parts about onboarding people to this game, because the way we do it at Catalyst is we don't really say much in the beginning. We kind of let everyone slowly like peel it back for themselves layer by layer, and just like, we can do this? Yeah. We can do this? Yeah. Oh, shit. and then like everybody gets really hyped about it. So it's been really cool to see like us actually coming together around a game. So shout out to the Magicraft team for bringing a lot of us together. And I actually think that with games like this, we don't necessarily need to do the Web 2 content as much because we're kind of creating cool shit on our own. So it'll be cool to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and just to add to the craziness, we are adding a free-for-all mode fairly soon. And I think if you have 20 players in a free-for-all mode, it's going to get quite crazy. If you're all playing Vega or something like that, yeah, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to live through many fights.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
Ramen. I was gonna say, Ramen. We should host a 10v10 old Vega lobby just for you, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we need to nerf Vega because it's making my brother look like he's actually a good gamer, and it's kind of pissing me off. So we gotta get him back to that, like that humbling.
Definitely working on that. Yeah. I mean, I just want to like touch on what you said, Ramen, about like.
I have an idea, Ramen, and Troy. I'm gonna be streaming later. If you guys want to come on my stream, I use StreamYard right now. You can come on. How about you come on and tell me how your platform is way better than the platform I'm currently using, and we'll just completely get super degen while I'm drinking drinks by the pool.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, that's a Troy thing. Troy, hit him with the goods.
Hit him with the goods. I want you to do it live though, so the internet can see it. If there's a thing, we gotta spread the word, baby. Also, I'm gonna hit you up to Magicraft. We're gonna be doing lots of cool things, and I want my job usually with projects is all the business relations and connections and personal things. So we all gotta be best friends, support each other, have lots of fun. That's the name of the game. Super easy, not even a big deal.
Love it. I mean, I actually have a call like later today that I have to be on, but I don't know what time you're planning on doing that. I don't think I can hear
Troy.
Oh, can you not hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying I actually have a call I have to be on later today, but if you hit me up, let's see what we can do.
I think I heard you say we'll see what you can do. I'll send you guys the link right now or whatever, or I can post it up here. But I'm just doing a quick little like Dragon's Crossing thing, no big deal, fun stuff. But it's all about just having fun and taking the opportunity for whatever you're doing, whatever the topic is, whatever it is. Always think outside the box, make it new, fun, innovative. You know what I mean? Just be creative and have fun, and that's what we all got to do because none of us have made it where we are without the help of everyone else and the support and stuff. So like that's what we got to do, and eventually Web 2 is going to see that Web 3 is the cool thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be the cutting edge cool thing. That's what always happens. It's always going to flip at some point, and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm the OG.
Yeah, I can add to that because like the memes that I've created and also like my Instagram reels for like Magicraft and Xeenon in particular, people have been actually like, what is all this stuff you're doing lately? Like this Magicraft game looks crazy, and then people love Dragon Ball Z. I know that. So that Xenon video really hit a lot of people home. Like oh shit, I need to get on Xenon.
It's getting spicy up in here. Okay. Well, to pay respect and due to Magicraft's limited time, because I know he's probably passing out on his phone and Pillow is collecting drool by being on the space. I'm gonna go ahead and keep running this really quick for Magicraft. So I do appreciate that, but also I also wanted to touch on, I guess, any news, updates, community onboarding events, things that are happening here in the future that you want to let the crowd know here, and for the people that are watching on Xenon, courtesy of Gogeta, what do we have planned that's coming out that I guess is like new or exciting, or what would you like to see from the community coming up? That was like a lot of questions, but I think you know where I'm going.
Yeah. No, that definitely makes sense. So, like I said, one of the things that is coming out is the free-for-all mode. We have a couple of new Euros coming out. We haven't shared too much of that recently, but we did share some VFX stuff a couple, like maybe about a month ago for one of the Euros, and then there's a couple others. that are coming out. So that's something to be excited about in game. We are working on a battle royale mode for later on, but that's still a little bit away. I think that's going to be something fun. There's a MOBA battle royale, like in that style, something different. There's the Warzone type of stuff, PUBG, but I don't think there's been a lot of MOBA battle royale. So this could be something that's really cool and bring in some of our other sort of NFTs that we have planned and maybe a bit more, on the cosmetic side. But I think that'll be really fun in that realm of things. Otherwise, we are just keeping on updating our Web3 lobby system, trying to, like I said, increase the number of games per day, because those lobbies fill up really quickly. Those are just increasing our security. We are aware of some of the, bad actors that come in, a lot of botting, trying to farm some Magicraft token. But yeah, other than that, I can't think there's too much else. Actually, there is something else. I did mention the Open League, and that's something that we're really proud of. That's something that's really cool. But we are also planning for later on, like kind of like an all-star tournament. So we want to do a qualifying round where people, Catalyst guilds can come and qualify, and then we'll obviously put up a big prize pool. We're thinking a certain number. I don't want to give it out right now, but it's pretty big. And yeah, that's something that we really want to do. Myself, like I said, in Dota, you have the international. That's one of the biggest esports tournaments out there. Huge prize pool. People are like, what? You can earn that much from playing a game? And yeah, we want that sort of thing. We want a lot in the esports space. So yeah, that's kind of what's coming up. That's what we have planned. I mean, I'm open to questions. I still have a little bit of time, so just hit me up. And I see how your hand is up.
Yeah, I have a quick question. And so when we run lobbies, we love it. It's great, but there are randoms that come in. It would be really nice to have like the ability to do like a text-based chat in lobbies. That way we could be like, hey, could you move over to the other side, or maybe like we just want to like say, hey, we're doing a Vega only lobby. Can you like please switch to Vega? So there's a little gap in communication there. In addition to that, I also have another question. Would you also be able? Are you guys looking into doing a game chat as well, like a text-based game chat?
Those are two brilliant questions, and yes, to both of those. So I can actually send you some screenshots. We have, in terms of the Web3 lobby chat, that might be a little while. I don't know. I need to give you updates on that in this coming week. We do have, or I have access to, the concepts for like where the chat would be, etc., that sort of thing. So I can send that to you, and you can maybe use that in your content. So that is definitely coming. We do understand that is something that needs to be in there for those reasons that you mentioned. And then the game chat, there will be something like that in the near future. But yeah, just need to update you on that in the week and give you like a rough estimation.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
Oh yeah, that's huge. There's nothing worse than solo queuing in that game. I swear. I'm like, why are you capping C? We've got A and B in a point lead. Why? Or maybe like a pinpoint or a call out. Just something to be able to. And if you really want to get dirty with it, I mean proximity chat. So I can talk a little crap right before I murk somebody. Like, that's what you get. But things for down the road in the future. I know working on bugs, gameplay, and that sort are really important for you. I know you are limited on time, so I'm going to go ahead and open back up the floor for any questions. If anybody's got any questions for Magicraft, updates, feedback, if you want to drop some flowers, definitely now is the time. So Magicraft can keep magic crafting. So I will go ahead and open up the floor. I see Ty down there, Gogeta, anybody else, anybody that plays the game. I see Damien. Yo, shout out Damien. See you. I see AU down there. Man, these are a lot of Xeenon peoples on here too right now. Definitely open that up and ask, because this is the time. And like I said, Magicraft was so gracious to come on the show last minute to be able to answer any of those questions. So I'm looking for hands, baby. I'm looking for hands.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention how to. I think you mentioned this in your review of the latest patch. Might have been somewhere else. But yeah, the pinging system, and that was a really, really great idea. I don't think that's something that we have thought of putting in just yet. But I sent that to the devs, and I was like, this is something amazing. Like now that Raman said, hey, you're capping C, we need to cap A, that sort of thing, would be really cool. So yeah, definitely would work on that.
Yeah, I also want like live stats for not only for players in the game, but it would help with like shoutcasting to see like who's dominating the game currently, because things like that. People like to hear that when shoutcasting's going on, to see who's got like a lead and advantage and stuff like that. Those are things that I think would help the game, not just from a player standpoint, but from a spectator standpoint as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's again, I'm not dev, I'm more in the marketing side. We always say like, oh, just quickly build this, and they're like, oh, it's going to take a bit of time, so we can. I don't think that should take too long. It's already tracking the stats, just need to add it in. So yeah, I can also give you some estimations on when that could happen, hopefully soon.
Yeah, Rory, we can set up a call, man. We have a bunch of feedback written down that we would love to give you guys for some helpful tips of what we think we should be seeing in the game and stuff. But definitely, we got to schedule a call soon.
Yeah, please. Again, sorry about that. Many of you don't know this, but we just launched on Steam on Thursday, so it has been a hectic week for the Magicraft team. So I rather didn't want to bother them for this weekend. Just let them sit back, relax. So we'll get that sorted in the week. Thanks. Sorry
yeah, we have a dedicated Discord channel just for you guys in our Discord where we have all our feedback written down. So we definitely care a lot over here, and it's been really cool to see how quickly you guys have begun to implement the feedback. So a lot of props to you guys for that.
Yeah, this is super cool, guys. Bandcraft, I just sent you a DM. This is a super duper amazing space. Like the energy here is awesome. Now it's just all up to us to inject our creativity and fun, and you know what I mean. I see so many people streaming and doing stuff and being creative in the space and getting like really excited about it. It's so awesome to see. And I've been in the filmmaking world in Hollywood for over 20 years, and I've produced some like hits in the past and things like that, right? And mostly stuff on YouTube, actually, right? I've been always in the world of 1 foot in Hollywood and 1 foot in like the grassroots YouTube type thing. You know what I mean? So this is like really what I care about, what I love about, and there's so much cool stuff that we can do in this space and share and just enjoy, and like the more people see how much fun we're having and how exciting and awesome it is, like the more they're going to want to come in and join in with us. You know what I mean? That's why I wear the fur coat, I wear the stunner shades, and I just pulled out my Miami outfit to go to the beach, baby. So we're going to hit it up. We're going to party today. We're going to have fun, and we're going to do some gaming. I'm probably going to like try to kill the final boss in Dragon's Crossing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be an amazing Sunday.
There it is. We are on the hype train today. All right, we're gonna field a couple more questions, and I'm gonna reroute it back into the show somehow. Not really sure how I'm gonna do that, but we still have a couple of more guests that are gonna be here today that we need to talk to, including Victory Point, talking a little bit more about Catalyst OG, and then maybe hearing from the homies of the guild over at Metagoons and how we can get involved into Web3 gaming, tournaments, and basically everything Web3. So any more questions from anybody out in the crowd? And again, Magicraft, man, thank you so much for sticking around. And again, apologize for not realizing the time difference. Sometimes I do that. So that's kind of my fault. I take full accountability there.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me. My name is Rory, by the way. Clouds did mention it. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm just speaking about the game. I have to speak about myself.
Absolutely. I don't call Twitter accounts by their real names. That's just weird. So you're always going to be Magicraft to me. If we speak online, I guess I can call you Rory. I mean, nobody calls me by my real name, not even in real life. Everybody calls me Ramen or Cash. They should just call me Ramen because I'm more Ramen than Cash these days. So I just accept Ramen, also as a form of payment points. So if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to go once, going twice. Sold. And that was it right there. So again, Rory, there it is. I'm going to give you that one. Oh wait, I do have one person coming up. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Looks like we got one from Xenon Streamers. I actually know who that is because it's like 85 accounts with that. Xenon Streamers, Jita. What we got going? What we got going?
All right, guys. It's your boy Gogeta TV coming to you guys live from the Xenon Streamers account. Okay, guys. I have a show where I have some of my family members, right? What they do is that they take your link and then they broadcast it, right? And then whenever I have access to it, I can broadcast you too. So make sure to follow this page if you want your Xenon account being pushed in the algorithm of Twitter. That's all I have to say in here. But yeah, awesome space. Thanks, bud.
Damn, came in here with the soft chill unexpected. Okay, I'll give credit where it's due. I'll give credit where it's due. Yep, that's right. He pushes a lot of different platforms, gets visibility for the peeps that are out there. Gogeta's the homie, Yay area. I see you out there helping the streaming community on all platforms. So I think that that's really dope. So
98 platforms.
Rory,
Don't forget that. 98 platforms. Okay.
yeah, 98 working on 100
Yeah, we gotta get to
platforms.
an even 100 at least.
And yo, shout out to you for actually streaming the space live on Xenon. I actually didn't go and look, but I believe you 100% because I've seen you do it with all the other ones. So I think that's dope. So on that note, we will send Rory and the Magic Craft account on its way so he can go live a normal IRL life for a few hours, and probably see you in Telegram later on. So thank you again. Feel free if you have anything. I posted something from your account up at the top, but if you've got anything before you go, excuse me, that you want to post up to the top that I didn't post up there, please feel free. When you're a co-host on this, the Jumbotron is yours. So that is all you, my friend.
All good. I think the Steam announcement is the biggest thing that we have lately. Don't want to overshadow that by anything. So, yeah, I mean, thanks for having me, guys. I hope the space goes well and enjoy it. I'm sad I'm missing it. Cheers.
That's all right. We will run it back because remember, there is a new show that I've got coming out, which is Web 3, where the focus is on free-to-play Web3 games, and that's all it's going to be about. So we're going to be focusing on that. I actually got some great platforms. There's an analytics platform that's giving me beta access, which I will be trying out tomorrow to talk about not just the fun part of games, but also some of the KPIs and data points and the back-end business part of it. So we'll get some really great viewpoints, possible connections, collaborations, whatever it may be. And that is going to be on Friday. Time to be determined. I did say 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here, which would be 8. So it might be a little bit late for some, but might work better for some of those on the other side of the world. So I will figure that out. So if you ever want to come back on there, since you technically are a free-to-play game, would love to have it. And I will be featuring a ton of free-to-play games to help expand the Web3 gaming ecosystem. So thank you again, Rory. Thank you for your time. And I really appreciate you taking the feedback, listening to the community, and making the changes to the game to make it not only more accessible for everybody, but just making it more freaking fun. So thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, please pop in a DM, pop this account to DM, and then we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we can maybe set up a Telegram. Thanks. Goodbye. I'm off.
All right, get out of here. Go spend time with your family. Go eat some food. Go have some fun. Go get some sleep, my friend. All right. We are going to, I guess, bring this back. Shit, they kind of messed me up over there. I think we had a couple of things for Xenon. For those that just came to the show, sorry about that. A little bit of a mix-up, but we are talking mainly about the Xenon streaming platform and then also talking with some games, which we had to switch up, which is why we spoke to Magic Craft. But also at the end of the show, we're going to be speaking to Victory Point, Catalyst Guild, Metagoons, and we are also going to be highlighting some streamers that are in here. So if you do content creation, whether it's pre-recorded or whether it is live, we want to just have give you a chance to give a little 1 minute highlight about what it is, what you do, networks that you stream on, places where they can go and follow you, because it's not just about the main streamers that are out there, but it's for all of us that are just starting out and trying to make a name for ourselves and align interest. And I think the word of the month that I've been hearing was seeing if we can find synergies within the community. Yes, Hype.
I have to apologize. I've been holding back this whole time, okay, Ramen. Like, I haven't even invited you guys to come on my Mega Stream show, which the whole point of the Mega Stream show is to give attention and some light on everybody. You know what I mean? Like, last week we brought on Stash, who has a huge following, and J Chains and stuff, and then Aaron's on there, and a bunch of others of our friends, right? And so when you can create spaces like we're in right now, or on like another streaming platform, right? Where you bring in a lot of attention from different kind of people, you can show new people that will show up. Here's another streamer, here's another type of person that you might find interesting or fun or project or Web3 game or something, right? So that's where we usually find cool stuff, people we want to follow and stuff. So anybody that's interested in jumping on that show, send me a DM where I'm gonna like to have you guys on and Xenon and talk about your stuff. It's a really fun show. I do giveaways and do like contests with the people on the panel, and we have fun, and it's really good times. So, and that's the thing, and too, is that like keep in mind, guys, even if you don't have a lot of followers right now, a lot of these guys that have been around, like Stash, that has like 70,000 followers on YouTube, he's done it for 5 or 6 years. It takes a little bit of time, but you never know, man. You can go on one show and all of a sudden you get a bunch of followers and it just starts to hit off and jump off. So, you know what I mean? Like, just keep working at what you are and who you are and what you do, and keep like pushing for the stars, man. Like, keep being something different, unique, and awesome and amazing, and like great stuff is gonna happen.
Hundos. Yeah, hopefully you stick around. Like I said, I know you kind of did a little speech here, but at the end of the show to kind of highlight, like I said, not only the big streamers, but also the small ones that are starting out. Yo, shout out my boy Fraternity down there, my Kick fam. Glad to see you in here, my friend. One of my fave streamers. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So yeah, at the end of the space when we come up, I'll let streamers go ahead and post, whatever, some of their links, some of their shows. I'm sure some people would like to be on your mega space, and like I said, find some synergies, find some connections. So would love to hear about that later on. For sure. 1,000%. We are going to circle back to Troy, because I know, again, we did get sidetracked, and I apologize, Troy, but you're a soldier for hanging out in here. For those that are just coming into the show, this is about Xeenon, the Web3 streaming platform built on Arbitrum and using LivePeer. We're talking about immediate payouts. We're talking about 97-3 splits. We're talking about being able to gate your content. We're talking about being able to charge for your live streams. We're talking about allocating your funds back into the platform to be able to monetize twice through passive income, not only from your delegation to the orchestrator, but also in your weekly payouts for that. Fraternity, listen down here, my friend. I know you're all about that, but you actually get paid to stream while everybody's waiting for the kick stuff. And encourage multi-streaming. No one's trying to take you away from anything. I think visibility on all platforms is extremely important, and so I think that this is a great opportunity to find yourself, especially if you're a DGen like me, to really elevate something like this. So I'm not sure, Troy, if we had touched on all the different points on how to monetize. I know that's important for a lot of people that are trying to make a career and a living out of this, but I know we said we were focusing on a gaming module that's coming out. I kind of got lost after that one. Maybe you can help bring me back. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say one of the things is you mentioned multi-streaming, and I want to just say that we're like a huge supporter of multi-streaming, like on different platforms. We have no restrictions around that in any way. I don't think it's our place to tell creators like where they're allowed to stream and where they're not. I think it's really our job to actually create the tools and ecosystem that makes it so that fans and creators want to be on our platform, and we're not like gating people into a specific platform. So I'm very much like a free market economist, and I say let the chips fall where they may. And if we're not providing like the awesome services, then we probably shouldn't exist. But I think we will provide the awesome services, so I have no fear. But I know that's like a big contention inside the streaming community. And I just want to say, like, we fully support multi-streaming for everything.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody should tell you where you can stream, what you want to do. You know me, I'm definitely not a fan of gating anything. So that's a huge point. I know you're huge proponents of free speech over there. So, you know, outside of the major three that I don't even like talking about because, you know, it's kind of cringe, but you know, like no murdering people online or whatever. You're free to have you're free to have your opinions. And actually there is a you know, I think I mentioned in the video, the breakdown that I had on there, there's a NSFW switch for if you're, you know, sensitive to any of those types of content. You can actually check that off so that way you're not being exposed to that. And that's completely your choice as an adult, whether you want to look at the content that may be for those that are 18 or up and or not. So I think that's a great option. But just the fact that you can have an opinion and not just get, you know, wiped from a platform because somebody doesn't like what you have to say. You know, I think that's important. This whole gambling thing going back and forth between Twitch and Kick, like, yo, there's gambling on both platforms. I don't even see that as like an argument of points. So it just to me it doesn't even make sense.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes with all that. If you look at like some of the partnerships that I think Twitch is making, and where Kick comes from, like there seems to me to be a battle behind there that like that's not really publicly talked about. One thing about the not safe for work tab that you're talking about, it's actually defaulted when you create a profile for not safe for work. So you're already like when you come on, it's switched on. So if you go into your profile, you can switch it off, and then you can get access to like all the other stuff. We did that because we know that moderation is one of the big contentions over at Kick, and Twitch has like crazy moderation built into it just because they've been building for I think it's like 13 years, and those type of tiered type of access points have to be logically built into the code, and it just takes time. So what we did is we just made it the default. So if you go into your profile, you can turn it off, and we don't have any like adult streamers or anything like that on there, like on Xeenon yet, but like it is set up where if anyone wanted to do those type of things, it's like available. Like I know like sometimes like things ARSN, sometimes people think that's like way too sexual and stuff. So we did want to make it so that it was like family friendly to a point where if you come on, but like we don't have anything on there just yet where even if you were to switch off the not safe for work stuff, I don't think you'll discover much right now. I just wanted to make that point clear.
Yeah, please don't get OnlyFans girls on the platform. Like they're already in every single Twitter post and everything. I don't need any more of that.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we made it. So it was like, all right, this will be like sectioned off. Like
And those birds are loud in the background. They're laughing about something.
They're laughing about OnlyFans girls, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
This guy's in a petting zoo over there. Like he's in Puerto Rico. He's got monkeys and parrots and chameleons. Like look at that. He's in the tropics, man. It's a tropical background.
Hey, Boricua.
It's birds of paradise, 100%. Just having a good time out here. Luckily, it's not nighttime because if it was nighttime, you guys would hear the frogs. The frogs down here in Puerto Rico are like legendary. They're called cookies. I don't know if you ever. Yeah, cookie. Yep.
The cookie.
Cookie. I want a cookie. Like the one you wouldn't eat though. Yeah. That's hey, listen, those kind of sounds are okay when you're in paradise, right? I mean, I don't care. Animals can make all the sounds they want if I'm, by a beach enjoying great weather, fishing and eating fresh ceviche from the ocean and things like that. So those things I don't care about. That's actually, man, I need to get there. Anyway, so yeah, we've talked about monetization. We've talked about this specific gaming module. What other things do we have planned for Xeenon that you want to let the people in the space know about? What's important? outside of those things that we've already mentioned?
Yeah, and just a heads up, I do kind of have to drop off here pretty soon because I have another call I need to get on. But I do want to say that with the launch of the affiliate platform, we now are moving into kind of the next phase of development for the site. So, it currently, like the discoverability, that's obviously something we are addressing, and we already have designs in place, and we're going to get to work on that. But the next phase really is, how are we going to utilize the Web3 tools for the creator and the fans? And that's where, like, we're going to be releasing stuff in the next 2 weeks around that. And I really am really, really excited about like what that means for everyone from the creator and also the fan. And I think, I just hope everyone's like excited about what we launch here pretty soon.
Let's fucking go. Okay. I like that. Look, everybody's got to go. I was not expecting the show to be almost running, like I said, as long as they do, but that's just what I do. So that is okay. So what I will do, because I know Troy's got, CEO shit that he's got to handle. Let's go ahead and open up the floor again to those that maybe they didn't get a chance to speak. If we've got any questions about the platform, maybe some stuff that we didn't touch on. Troy, I almost wanted to do a thing. Like I said, I know I've been bugging Found to get on a call. I have a whole page, literally a whole page of crazy ideas for Xenon, but I know you guys got to build and do stuff. Like I always said that we should have there's a free to play, but I thought we should do like a Z to play pass where there's like a Xenon NFT, which grants access to, games that are out there that are looking to feature themselves on the thing. Like I just got a shit ton of ideas. I'm an ideas guy. That's execution. Yeah, maybe not so much, but yeah, I got a ton of stuff that we can do. Also talking about like live streaming lottery where there's like an initial starting bank, and the more people that actually are streaming at the same time on the platform, that bank goes up. Then every hour there's like a live roulette that's not contingent on, whatever an hour, like just more incentivization points and reasons to be able to go on the platform, which makes it fun, give people chance and ability to win. Just all kinds of shit. So
Totally. So like one of the things we do talk about a lot about is actually like how like gamification of the platform itself. We still need to like kind of get some of the features done, but like I do see in the future a pretty large sprint around some of those ideas that you're talking about. I don't know when those things will get slotted in, but it's definitely something that we talk about a good amount. Like on our development calls, like, okay, well, like where can we like kind of create incentivizations that other platforms don't have, and how can we use like blockchain to like do that?
Yeah, that would be dope. I was even thinking like Xenon loot boxes where, depending on streamers or the raffle, doesn't have to be paid out in ETH, but maybe you can add like it's a temporary multiplier to stream time, just like cool shit. Like I just got a whole bunch of cool shit. But yeah, we don't want to get crazy there. What's up, Otto?
So I've got a very important question. I know this answer could onboard a lot of people that are in the Twitch and Kick space. Is there any plans in the works, and maybe I'm oblivious to this fact, to integrate 7TV for all the loved emotes that people have, Keck W, LOL W, Omega LOL, etc. for us Twitch frogs and Kick frogs?
I can definitely look into it. We haven't even looked at that, but I can definitely, there's a bunch of those like third-party integrations that people have asked us about. And if you have any ideas around that you think we should definitely be looking at, like, please let me know. We have there's in the Discord, there's the suggestions channel, and behind the scenes, we obviously, everyone has a bunch of ideas and we have to kind of hone down what we want to build, but getting the feedback from everyone on what really needs to be there helps us determine exactly what's going to be the biggest needle mover, because it's easy to come up with a bunch of ideas, but then determining what we need to spend our time on is the hardest part. And if there's feedback from the community on if we're moving in that right direction, that's the best signal that we can get, because it will 100% inform us on okay, we need to get that out there because everyone's asking for that, or like this is a third-party system that needs to be integrated immediately because all these people have already said it. And we are 100% open to all this feedback, and it just helps us really kind of hone down, okay, this is what goes into our next sprint. This is what goes into our next sprint. And so yes, if you can like send me that, I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, because the reason why I mentioned 7TV is it's kind of the industry standard, and I hate using the word industry, but it is the industry standard for all of these top streamers out there on Twitch and Kick as well. And there's a lot of emotes that have like history and culture behind it. So like the Twitch chat likes to use this kind of like stuff for the biggest streamers, and they kind of trickle down to smaller streamers as well that they either create or integrate with. And so like that's pretty much how chat can communicate to a big creator, especially when the chat is flying through the screen. So I've kind of studied these guys, and I noticed that like the Keck W's, the Omega Lols, those are like specific ones that people either outlaw or they love in their chats. And 7TV has like a baseline of all the emotes that are like popular in that realm.
Awesome. Okay, I'm definitely gonna look into that then for 100%. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, 100%, man.
Nice. Love the feedback. Like I said, love the community feedback. And thank you everybody for coming up and speaking your mind and, engaging with the guests that are on the show. That's the whole point of this, is not just me rambling on with my ADHD rambles. It's for folks to be able to get the questions or get the answers to the questions that they need, provide the feedback to make all of our guests, better in their own sense, to help push their project forward. And in turn, with platforms like this, it helps everybody. That's why I'm excited about this. I'm learning a little bit more every day, and I think it's just kind of being unleashed in layers. And just for those wondering, this show will be every single Sunday, whether Troy is able to make it or not. So looking to see a lot of the same people here and the same faces and PFBs every single week. And by doing this, just like any other project, we give feedback, they iterate, and they execute, and help them hit these different types of milestones. So again, thank you everybody for taking your time on a Sunday today to participate in this space. I know Troy has got to get ready to go, and we got to get to our next segment of the show where we're going to be talking about the couple of guilds that are here and present today, and then we're going to get into the games part, which we still have to talk to Dave over from Victory Point. So thank you, Dave, for hanging out there in the background patiently waiting. So if we have any more questions for Troy, specifically about Xeenon features, how to get paid, or anything of that nature, please take your time, come up right now, possible collabs, whatever it may be. I know they're open to a lot of ideas from the community, so we'd love to hear from anybody else here in the side of the space. And I'll go ahead and give this like a 5-second funeral silence to let people come up, request the speaker box, and ask any questions they like. All right, now that we've all paid our dues and respect in that long funeral silence, Troy, my like, I know it's like awkward, like we can have a moment of silence right now inside of this space. I just want to say thank you. Yeah, I just want to say, man, thank you so much for stopping by. I was a little bit lost and, like I said, delusional on my first space that I ran this, not only from lack of sleep, but lack of answers to the questions. And thank you for clarifying, about the different points of, monetization, how streamers are going to get paid, the NFT, the token gating, the NFT gating, like just everything. I mean, there's just so much, and I feel that in the next couple of weeks with this new module coming out, there will be so much more to unravel. So hopefully you'll be able to join us, episode 3 or maybe episode 4 for the Xeenon. We had a pretty great turnout with some great familiar faces in here. So just, again, glad to see everybody coming in, participating, and being part of this movement. So on that note, unless you've got anything else or you have anything else that you can post up to the top, I'm going to let you get back to paradise with those crazy birds there.
I just want to say thanks for hosting this, and I'll definitely be on future spaces, and I'm going to definitely push some of the other team members to join, like Found, and I know Navi was in here earlier. And like, I'm just like so blown away by the community and how deep you guys have dug behind like what we've built, and I think you guys kind of see what's there now, and that's like I love that. That's so awesome. And the other point is the feedback that you guys give us around the platform is so invaluable. So please keep that coming, because like I said, like when we design a sprint, like it's from like design to concept to delivery, and those sprints take about a month, right? Or sometimes if they're even bigger, they can take longer. And we need to like slot those things. So if something's missing and you see it, please let us know, because we'll get those things slotted as quick as possible. And depending on the lift, from a technical standpoint of development, like we're going to get those things integrated as soon as possible. If like the signal you guys give us only makes the platform better, and that's what we're here for, is to make the platform awesome for you guys. And so thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to coming back on in the future.
Hell to the yeah. You heard it, folks, right there from the CEO, Xeenon.xyz. If you haven't created a profile, man, just go check it out. Look around a little bit. Tell us what you think. And I'm looking to drop some credits on some streamers, too. I don't have a lot, but I will be dropping some credits on some streamers from my own pockets. I like recycling subs, gifts, donations, and all that, just right back to the community. And it's just a good feeling all around to see this thing, flourish from, the startup. I mean, we're still very early when it comes to this. Like you said, launched in February, right? And then this is how far you've come in a matter of months. Dave, what's up, friend?
Yeah, no, not sure if I think it was Troy is still here from Xeon, but I just had a question. I used to be a streamer on Twitch. Used to stream side by side with Ninja when he was a real small streamer. And I want to get back into the streaming world. But my question for you is can your platform be easily integrated or streamed from a platform like Streamlabs OBS? That's kind of my main. Yeah.
It's the whole back end system runs in the same way as like any of the other like platforms you're used to. So we use RTMP. You get a private key, plug it in, put in the server address, and you're good to go.
Awesome. Cool. I'll be looking into that. All right. I just made my account, so I'm
awesome.
stoked.
All right, sweet. I'll give you a follow.
Hey, there we go. One more to the mix. All right, Troy. Again, like I said, I'm pretty sure I already said it, but thank you again. Thanks for dropping all that info. Thank you for everybody out there with the questions on that. Troy, get the hell out of my space. Go live life, my friend. Go do CEO shit, man.
All right, I'm going to get back on my CEO grind. All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
No problem. All right, and we're slowly but surely making it through this. I promise we won't keep everybody all day long, but just some quick shout-outs that we've got. I know we had a little bit from Catalyst earlier. I don't know if that's Jackie behind Metagoons down there. Maybe wants to come up and say that, but we're going to hear a little bit about the guilds, how we can get people onboarded, and then we're going to roll right into Victory Point, talking about the game a little bit, talking about the community, talking about the contests that's are coming up, and we're going to grind right into that.